How's it, guys, and welcome back to the second day of the opener here at the SunBet Poker Tour. I'm Jace Goff,
I'm Callum Turner.
and today we are going to be covering the final table of the
Not
opener.
quite yet. So yesterday we had an action-packed day of poker with the Flight 1, and then Flight 1 came to an end, and then we began Flight 2. However, we were not covering Flight 2. But now Flight 2 and Flight 1 have combined for the final day. So one more player, and then we will see the final table of the opener.
Yeah,
So stay tuned. I think we're going to have a great day of poker.
it's going to be a jam-packed day of poker once again. And guys, remember, we are at the beautiful Carnival City where there's just an amazing vibe.
Yep.
Remember to get yourselves down here and follow the socials to get more notifications about what's going on. And some of the poker tournaments that
we've got a lot to do here, so definitely head on down. A lot of action, a lot of poker to be played. Today we'll be covering obviously the opener, the rest of that. Then we have a Mega Million satellite at 1 p.m. So if you guys are planning on playing the Mega Million, definitely head down like now and get here for the satellite for the Mega Million and maybe win your way into that. I mean, that is an awesome tournament. Definitely one of the ones to watch. So stay tuned for that because that is also later today, I believe. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That is later today.
Yeah,
and then, yeah. So, guys, stay tuned for that. We're going to have an awesome day of poker. Yep. Thank you. And let's go into the action.
So we are seeing them shuffle up here on the main table.
Some familiar faces here, and also some that we have not covered. Jared Jardine is back. He did play Flight 2, and he is in the... All of these players are in the money from Flight 2, of course, because we are down to 10 players in total. So our defending champion is back, Jared Jardine. So definitely keep an eye out for him.
A lot of big names here on the feature table. Got Max there on the left. One of the best players in South Africa. We're just waiting to
get in a hand here.
Get in a hand.
Hello, hello, chat, and welcome.
Alrighty, guys. It's gonna be a really good day here today.
So here on the feature table, we have Jared Jardine sitting at 72,000 chips, Chalice Fagan sitting at 282, and Marco Norcher sitting at 677,000 chips. That is around 67 big blinds. That is a ginormous stack.
That is a massive stack for.
And then we see Viganda Samantas, who was in Flight 1. Definitely saw a lot of him yesterday. He's sitting at around 117. Also, Orki Fari, he is back here with a stack of 115,000.
Yeah, we saw him go out in the first flight, but now he's made his way back in on the second one.
He is in the money already, so he is not too worried. I think all of these players are playing to win, so definitely keep an eye out. We're going to have a lot of action and a lot of good poker.
As Marco Nortica just picks up the runs there. Yeah, and I mean, we didn't see a lot of Marco yesterday on the live stream.
I don't believe Marco was Flight 1. I believe he was just Flight 2. Don't think he joined us in Flight 1.
Alright, so we're getting dealt in here. Guys, we are waiting for a player to go out here so we can see a final table.
But of course, we do not want to see a player go out.
No,
I'm sure they do not want to see themselves go out. See Jared Jardine in the cutoff with 9-6 of diamonds. Of course, he's going to throw that in the middle. We're going to be seeing a lot of ICM play here, I believe. I mean, there are pay jumps to be played for. Uganda's jams, ace-4 offsuit in the small blind. Marco is most likely not calling here with queen-6 off in the big.
Does cover him quite substantially here. But he
Marco is
gonna
the
let that one go.
ginormous stack of the tournament. Okay, so we have confirmation that first prize is 165,000.
Yeah.
So that is a large 169, sorry. So 169 and then so 169 and 70,000. Yeah. And then second is 96,000. So there's a lot of money on the line here for these players. So I think they are definitely going to be playing for these pay jumps.
Definitely.
A lot of money to be earned. I think they have already wrapped up around 16,000 with the min cash, but that definitely may have gone up since we are down to 10 players now.
And when we do get to the final table, guys, there will be something that shows you all of the cash outs for different placements. Zorki Fari looks down at 8-6 in the cutoff. He's going to fold. Began is looking down at Queen 8 suited. Also folds out. Our biggest stack.
Raises it up and get a snap fold from Chalice.
Yeah, he's just going to pick up those bigs once again.
I don't think anybody is looking to get involved with Marco with that absolute ginormous stack.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to have any fear in applying max pressure to these players. Jared Jardine, unfortunately, our short stack at the moment.
Oh, and he is our previous title winner for the series.
Do not count him out. We have seen players come back. I mean, as we say, Jez, all you need is a chip and a chair.
There we go,
when
my
it comes
brother.
to poker.
There we go. As we are waiting to get dealt in here at the SunBet Poker Tour feature table. Remember to make your way down here, guys. It's a great time, great vibe. There's really just some tournaments for every type of player.
Of course.
Some satellites to get into the main event. Really get yourselves down here, guys.
Yep, and a lot of freeze outs, little slams, and much more coming to you guys. And those are a bit of a less buy-in, and you can like get a nice stack of cash from those. So definitely check those out, guys. And don't forget about all the satellites. We've got one at 1 p.m. It is into the Mega Million. Unfortunately, we did not have one last night, but does not matter. Oh, hello, Kiwi. Welcome back.
Welcome
I
back,
hope you
Kiwi.
are doing good. And good luck to JJ. Definitely hoping to see more of him throughout today. Marco raises it up to 26 bigs with pocket twos. Jared is most likely not going to call here with his queen two. Does not. Support to Orki from Kiwi. So good luck to Orki.
So we don't have any table audio, but that should be fixed in a few minutes. Begandis is folding 6-3 under the gun, so is Marco Norki. Chalice Fagan looks down at Jack-6 suited in the button, also folds. Norki Fari just picks up a few blinds there.
When we do head to final table, when we do lose a player, which could be soon, could not be soon, there will be a bit of a break to set that up. So just remember that. But stay tuned for the action, as final table will be an awesome watch. A lot of action there and very high stakes. So guys, stay tuned for that.
Guys,
Orki with King Jack suited in a small blind. We'll raise it up to 11 bigs. I mean, it is blind versus blind, and I don't think, well, yeah, Vigandis is not looking to call here.
and Orki just picks up the blinds there. looking at our biggest stack here, Marco, he's recently come off a 4th place and 2nd place in the No Limit High Roller at the Poker Master Grand Slam 2025. So could be looking to maybe try and win the opener here. So we've got an all in.
And we have
Pocket
yeah,
sixes versus
versus
jacks.
pocket jacks. This is a big hand.
And it looks like jacks.
Oh, wow, jacks.
Flop
Oh,
a
yeah,
full
but either way,
house.
they were ahead that entire way. No help, unfortunately, for the sixes. That is very, very unfortunate.
That is a hard hand there for
Just not on the feature table. It looks like, who's that? Just
Chalice.
Rudy with the jacks and then someone else, pocket sixes. So guys, that was the elimination we were waiting for, and now we are heading to the final table.
It's going to
So
be.
we will have a little bit of a break,
Yep.
set up for that, and stay tuned. So we do have a hand here though. Okay, no, he's probably not getting any calls here. Jared Jardine did go all in, ace-8 suited. Marco the big stack in the big blind.
This will be the last hand though, and we will see you guys after this hand, after the break.
Yeah, no, Marco does make the call. So Jared Jardine all in against Marco. Marco is covering.
Receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is right. Can you...
I hear some P-way very clearly.
Okay, hold on. Swap. Do
You
this.
can't swap them
Why not?
because that's only a receiver. That's a TR.
Can Mike maybe has the
No, I didn't.
the receiver?
Uh-uh.
Okay, well I hear you both clearly now.
So he's picking the receiver. How?
I don't understand. It's not set up properly, obviously. Check 1 2 1 2. Still
But when I
one
was
coming
testing
in.
it,
Still hear some P-way.
Not working.
how many channels?
Okay.
How many channels do you have there?
I just have your channel, camera 7, handheld 7.
I'm saying, can you open for? Are you able to open 4 channels on your?
No, but it's not to a well set up.
No, because this
I've
thing,
got everything else closed beside
this one
you.
gets 4 channels.
You're the only audio channel coming through.
I understand. Okay, thank you then.
What I'm saying is,
No, hold on, Secure. Let's look here. Maybe it's in the menu. Can you hear me now? No. Dan, can you hear me now? Oh, obviously you can through this camera. Dan, can you hear me now? Any better? Check. 1 2 1 1. What?
I'm saying,
Okay, got you. Can you hear me now, Dan? 1 2 1 2. Nothing. Okay, cool. Okay, thank you.
huh?
Three places, not enough numbers. Gotta come fucking first, second, or third to keep them fucking catching you. I fucking 5. He did 5, but I was okay because I won 3 satellites. So then I said I'll use my fucking credits for this tournament here. Yeah. And then I would have won the 4th one day, so it's so fucking stiff from that end. But it is what it is. Are we ready? Good luck, guys.
Sure, you can put this over. Or don't you want it over? Sure.
Did someone make change from my money?
No.
Yes.
It's still the same way as
No.
it was.
It wasn't.
Seriously, no one made change.
This guy can feel time makes it no. Hier, nou kan ek tank in die ouens. Nou kan ek tank in die kak in die ouens.
Yeah.
9 time banks.
The final table, you get 3 and then 3 when you start.
Tank
and then-
easily. For long.
Fuck up, is this cocksucker is to my left now, to my right. Sorry, man. I don't know if this is the table.
Your sitting card?
It's punishing.
Apparently, Siko didn't get it. Siko, did you get his sitting card? Oh, for it's ready.
Here.
Sit 4.
Check the other table. What's that?
Robert,
Sit 4. Sitting card.
I can't talk now. Can you just chat to the guys, please? Chat to the guys, yeah.
There is it.
Sorry, Dave.
Thanks, sir.
1, 2, 1, 2,
Body
testing.
like that.
One, two, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's far. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. But now, 1, 2, 1, 2. But now it's receiving this one only. Let me check something there. Because it's receiving one channel only now.
Fold. 10,000 to play.
You can see with the stacks, we've got Orky Free with 135,000 chips, around 13 big blinds. Remember, the blinds are huge at this stage of the tournament. Uganda Samantis, pretty short. They are the shortest at this stage with 82,000, only 8 big blinds in front of him. Jared Jardine, 109,000, so around 11 big blinds in front of him as well, pretty short. Sugen Singh with 130,000, 13 big blinds, and then we have Marco Norsha, a huge stack of 67 big, 675,000 chips. And then Rudy, saw a lot of Rudy and some very good play from him yesterday. He's at 432,000, which is 43 bigs. And the JP LaRue with actually quite a large stack. Played very well at the feature table yesterday, and now he has 34 bigs in front of him. Sorry, and Barrent Jacobs is now our short stack because blind just ate him alive. He's down to 7 bigs. And then Chalice Fagan with 24 bigs in front of him. So we will be seeing some awesome poker throughout today, guys.
I think they are going to be playing a little bit.
Stakes are really high here at this final table.
Remember, guys, go and follow those socials, Instagram, Facebook, SunBet Poker Tour. You guys can get all the notifications about what's going on, the poker tournaments that are being played here, and yeah, come down to Carnival City, come say hello.
We are welcome to everyone here at this commentating booth. Come check it out, guys.
So Rudy looks down at 10-3 of hearts under the gun.
Okay, raise to 22.
We see Kiwi back in the live stream.
Can you guys hear our mics there?
Fold.
I believe we should be
22
good.
to play.
Really under the gun, 10-3 suited.
22,000 to play.
Holding, sorry. Marco
22
ace-5,
to play.
suited.
Fold.
He did raise it up to 2.2 big blinds. Folds all around to JP LaRue on the big blind with Jack 8.
Also
Also gonna
folds,
fold.
Marco just picking up the blinds there.
Okay, blind space.
Callum, we've just had an amazing day of poker yesterday.
We have. Yesterday was awesome, guys.
We
I'm
had
assuming a lot of you were with us yesterday, and stay tuned for today. Along with this, the rest of this opener, this final table, we also have the Mega Million beginning later today, guys.
and the Mega Million is really one of the big events. We had
Yeah.
Scott as a guest yesterday here in the commentator booth. He was telling us all about the Mega Million. It's going to be a really big tournament just because of that big buy-in. So we got some really good players
At
coming in.
1 p.m. So round about now, guys. If you are planning on playing that Mega Million, definitely head down here. We have got the satellite soon
Raise.
into that Mega Million. So definitely check that out. It's only 1,500 Rand buy-in compared to the 25,000 that is the Mega Million.
Fold.
So Marco raising it up to 2.2 once again with ace-5 of spades.
Fold. 22 to play. 22 to play.
Take off.
Total of
Full
22.
water, please.
As Rudy looks down at 8-6 suited in the big blind. Is he going to defend it here? He does call.
Really also a really big stack. Getting involved with Marco is questionable. Oh, and the flop comes 8-3 ace. Marco connecting top pair and Rudy connecting middle. Rudy's going to check it over to Marco.
27.
He's raising it up to 2.7 big blinds.
Thank you.
Really thinking about what he should do here. He does know that Marco has all of the aces in his range as the pre-flop aggressor.
He makes the call.
Does come along with the call. And a queen of diamonds on the turn. So this diamonds are live for Rudy. Marco still with top pair. What does Marco opt to do here with that diamond flush draw out there? Rudy must be happy to see some diamonds out there.
21.
Raise it up to 2
Call
bigs.
21.
Rudy, it looks like he's snap calling. He does. He has those diamond
Yeah,
out
looking
now,
for a
guys.
diamond.
Go off to a river.
This pot is massive.
Comes the king of spades. So no help for Rudy, just third pair.
Sorry, sir.
And he knows, and he
75,
raises. He bets into Marco, who has top pair. What is Marco thinking here?
I mean, Mark could be putting him on anything here.
Large
That
size.
queen and king. It's really something that he could be thinking. Rudy Fleischmann has here.
Rudy was big blind, but could have those in his range. And he also knows that Marco has the aces, so I'm surprised that he does bet into Marco.
Go using a time bank here.
This board definitely in favor of Marco with ace, queen, and king. All of those are in his range. Rudy with a very, very bold bluff.
Marco is just taking the time here, really trying to break down the hand.
Of course, aces, top pair cannot always be good, and
What
he
a
does
fold.
make the fold.
What a bluff
But what a bluff
from
from
Rudy.
Rudy, that was an amazing hand from Rudy. Very, very well played by him. That bluff went straight through.
He said it's a good call, sir. He said it's a good call pre-flop.
Another late night ahead of Kiwi. Well, I hope you enjoy, Kiwi. We are going to have an amazing day of poker, so I hope you stay tuned with us. Yeah, guys, that was an amazing bluff by Rudy.
1 2 testing 1
Rudy
2
has been playing very, very bold poker
Testing.
this tournament. Very, very entertaining player, I must say.
Yeah.
I have not seen
One,
much
two,
from Marco.
one,
We have
two.
not covered much of him.
1 2
So I'm interested to see how he plays this final table.
Are you muted?
No, it's not muted.
Vigandis folds.
Fold.
Let's Fagan to ace-9 offsuit in the hijack.
Up to 30. Raise to 30.
Raises it to 3 big blinds. Byron Jacobs with pocket 10s and the cutoff.
All in.
And he jams.
He jams.
Folds
This is
all
standard
around,
around the
it looks
bubble.
like. Ace-9, definitely not a nice hand to see a snap jam into. He does, however,
72.
completely cover Byron. Byron is super, super short.
Call 72.
He calls.
Wow, he
Byron
calls.
shows pocket 10s. Chalice with his ace-9. Byron is ahead going into this flop. Just needs to dodge an ace.
As we see the flop here, comes out 5-8 king, 2 clubs.
No help for Chalice except backdoor clubs. Just looking for that ace. There's a king.
There's a king.
It's only out as an ace. 3 outs once for Chalice Fagan. And the 10s hold. Byron Jacobs with a nice double up. He's going to be very relieved with that one.
As we see here on the final table, not a lot of banter.
Yep, very,
Guys are
very serious. Stakes
very
are super
serious
high.
here. And I mean, I'd be feeling the same, Callum. I would really be feeling the
I would
same.
be. A lot of very, very good players here.
Ek was klaar in vir 30. So wat moet ek doen? Vou? Hè? Wat
En
dan?
jy het die ys.
En ek het die ys.
So, Zyceps, the payouts are 169,000 Rand for first place and 90,000 Rand for second.
But we should be getting a visual with all the
Prize pool coming up soon, so you guys will see that.
20,000.
Vigandis, also a player that we saw yesterday in the last hand with Aiden.
Warren, ace, 4 of diamonds in the hijack. What does he opt to do here? He's gonna fold those.
Fold.
Not a good enough hand for him to
5,000.
raise, he thinks.
All in.
All in jam from Marco with 10-2 off. Sugen is definitely not calling here. He is completely covered by Marco, fortunately.
Fold.
He knows Marco is bluffing him. You can see that look from Sugen.
But
Marco
he
also
just
with
can't.
a bit of a smirk. Sugen knows he got away with one there. But Sugen would have been at risk if he did call. Marco covers him and he would have been ahead going to the flop. So nice fold from Sugen.
Ook hy kom sit.
I mean, Marco is sitting on a very substantial stack here.
Is ginormous. We've got
63
players.
bigs.
2 players way in the lead. And then JP LaRue just behind them. This plays Marco and Rudy. And the rest of the field sitting around 10 to 20 big blinds. Except for Vigandis, who is our short at 8. He's just waiting for that hand to go all in with and maybe double up. He looks down at 10-9 suited under the gun and he's going to throw that in.
Fold. Call
I mean,
10,000.
we'll just be seeing players really tightening up their ranges here in the final table.
Goes around Chalice, who limps in with Queen Jack off. Rudy in the cutoff with Jack 10 off. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Rudy raise here.
Call.
Oh no, he did just call. Sorry. Marco on the bottom with 3-2 suited, also calling.
Also calls. So again,
He will be playing with a very wide range, looking to apply a lot of pressure as the
Raise.
huge chip leader. Coach Jardine, 82 of diamonds.
Check.
Also
checks
quite
it.
short now.
And we're going 5 ways to a flop. Let's see what the flop is.
Did you say all in?
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm thinking of the all in. This is too big. We're not used to it.
The flop comes 7,
Sorry.
king, rainbow. So Queen High is
check.
best at the moment
Check.
for Chalice Fagan. We are going to see checks all around. Marco could look to apply some pressure here.
This is a big stack,
Yeah, as he knows, not a lot of people have kings in their range when that pot limped in.
35.
He raises
3.5 bigs.
3.5 bigs,
Fold.
just over
35.
half pot.
Fold.
And it looks like we're going to fold out here. And Marco Norki just checking out, just getting all those.
Applying max pressure as you
Lines.
should be doing as the large stack. He has a lot of experience here. Playing very, very good poker.
See a little Harry
Okay,
Potter
blinds are
Lego
5-10.
minifigure there.
That is
It's another
it's
very
quite an
interesting
awesome
card
protector
protector.
there.
As we saw Aiden's Spider-Man card protectors yesterday.
Yep. Fortunately, Aiden did just miss out on the money. He didn't watch yesterday, he's a youngster. Now all the veterans have made it to the final table.
Including his dad.
Yes, his dad is here. Warren Jacobs, sitting at around 17 bigs. Not too bad. Two shorts is Jared Jardine, unfortunately, and Vigandis
Okay,
Samantas.
10,000 to play.
Around 8 to 9 bigs.
Fold. Fold.
Falls to Barend under the gun plus 2. He's got king, queen off. What does he opt to do here? Could see either a limp, He raises it up to 2
20.
bigs.
Raises.
20,000. 20,000 to play.
Folds all around.
Total of 20.
Jared Jardine in a small blind. He's got pocket jacks in a small blind for Jared Jardine. He's going to look to put his stack in the middle here with only 8 bigs. At some point during this hand, we'll see how he plays this. He jams all in with his pocket jacks. Gigantic Smart is 9-8 suited in the big blind. Probably going to fold here.
Barrent.
89. 89 in total.
It's action on Barrent. Barrent looks like he's going to make a call here with King Queen off. Does cover Jared Jardine.
89 in total, yes.
I call.
Calls the call, and it's jacks up against King Queen off. Jared Jardine ahead going into the flop, but this is a flip.
Let's see what Jared can do here.
And there's a jack for
Flops
Jared
a
Jardine.
jack.
Flops the set.
I forgot to bend the
Jared
card.
Jardine
Floor.
definitely looks like... Wow.
Always makes
No, the thing is, you have to move them up and
But
down
I clearly
here.
see you're not going to put the burn card from the beginning.
Siko?
Either
I
forgot
didn't bend the
to
card.
put the burn card. But I don't think the burn card would have been a jack either way. It would have been a 3 or 4.
It would have been 3 or 4.
Not
yeah.
much would have changed
3
here.
is the burn card.
Yeah, this is the burn.
No, 3.
He puts it from the
3
top.
is the burn card. Yeah.
Can't do that.
I think we are going to be calling an official.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I clearly see she's not going
Most
to
likely
burn the
just
card.
going to
she
burn
flops
that
the card.
3 or 4 and then put another card
Then
out
I
on
didn't
the
bend
flop.
card.
Yeah, he got the jack and he hit the jack.
Only the 3 or 4.
Can't be the jack,
So we're just waiting to sort out a little misdeal here.
Maybe he will start. The jack
Remember
will
to
be
go and
first
follow
or
the
last.
socials, guys. Facebook, Instagram. Check out the SunBet Poker Tour website to get more information about
See if you
all the
put the card, you
tournaments
put it down
and
yourself.
poker
Satellites.
The bottom
Definitely
card.
keep up with the satellites,
It
guys.
depends
We've
which
got
side
some
you
awesome
slide from.
satellites.
Okay, depends which side.
Also a free roll tournament coming up. If you guys are interested in that, definitely jump in on that.
and remember to come and say hello at the commentator booth. We'd love to meet you guys.
By the cards, okay.
That's something like Max would do.
Okay.
Which one is it?
Up and down.
If they can see it, then they.
Yeah, I'm thinking to as
Backing pocket jacks from Gareth Duncan.
He did flop a set.
Easy jack. A lot of people are happy to see that jack for Jared Jardine, our defending champion.
The dealer did
A lot
forget
of
to
people
burn.
will see that. So that
The
is the issues happening at the table at the moment. If you guys are just joining us now, there's either the 3 or the 4. The jack is the card on the flop. That is the the only card I'd say that is going to stay there probably. The 3 and the 4 are the only ones that could have been the burn from what we saw.
It's okay.
So Jared Jardine will still be ahead here unless we do see... No, he will be ahead either way. This is trips. But we will see more outs for Barrent if there is a king or queen in the place of that burn card.
Big problem. Who's in his hand? Me
Sugi
and
and the gentleman. Yeah.
Not Sugi.
the rule is.
Him. What?
Right.
How
So
can that be
guys,
the rule?
those of you who are joining us now, this is the final table for the opener, 8k buy-in. 500,000 Rand guarantee.
That's another jack, that'd be funny.
And 169,000 up top for first place and 90,000 for second. So guys, stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of action on this table. Thank you for joining us. Oh, so the jack was the burn card.
Yeah.
The flop is now
So sick.
7, but Jared is still going to take it.
How much is that?
89 cents.
Barrent.
Jared must have been very, very scared. That jack was burned.
It's a good rule though. It makes sense. I like
Ah,
it.
but Dave, you knew which was a jack. I don't like it.
89.
Wow. How does it get in the middle then?
That is what I was asking.
We all make
That'd
mistakes.
be one of the baddest you've ever
Using
done.
that, Jack could have been the burn card there.
It's just a
I
lot
promise you,
that's
Jared
done.
wouldn't
You
have
to
said
move
anybody
cards
buy
and
it.
Sure, they
sit them
checked it
down.
out
Literally
properly.
walked off his chair.
That would have been a huge mistake.
No, that is not a problem.
Is that international?
They're moving up and down.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I was about to
Okay,
say,
blinds are 510. Sorry about that, guys.
Wesley voicing what?
I enjoyed it. Bit of a more of a gamble. I can get you good.
And there's no burn.
The odds of him pulling the jack.
Yep, Div, I also would have been very, very annoyed if I was in Jared's position there.
The burn in the center if you're doing this.
Ja, maar sy sou haar hand oordruk. Ja, maar sy gaan so en dan druk sy dit oor. Flip sy hom oor en dan bring sy dit terug, ja.
Yeah, jeez.
It worked out so. No, the good guy lost. Sweet, what do you mean?
Okay, 10,000 to play.
I thought it was going to come straight on the
Call 10.
So we had a little misdeal there, but we are back in the action
Fold, fold.
here at the feature table, the SunBet Poker Tour 2025.
Raise to 20.
As we see Sigen raising to 20,
Fold.
two bigs.
20,000 total.
Jared folding.
Then they just reshuffled him.
Fold.
So is Vigandis.
Call 20.
Norky is getting in on the action
All
here.
in.
And an all in from Chalice Fagan.
I didn't see. I thought
Okay, fold.
big man. That's fine, man. I didn't see that. Something I think you have
Oh,
5
fold.
and 10.
Okay, dealer by the most.
No, I didn't want to raise. No, I wouldn't min raise. No, I wouldn't min raise. I thought he's the big blind.
Okay,
Right?
I had a good hand in my hand. Fuck, what must I do?
Looks like everyone,
I thought you the big blind. You understand?
everyone folded to that all in.
Okay, big
You think I'm that stupid to min raise? You don't understand that? He's been a big blind. It's okay, not. No, I didn't see that. He lived.
I was going to tell you that. I don't want to know if I'm
As you can see from our stacks up top, Uganda's still super short. Only 5.7 bigs in front of
I
him.
raised 20 because I said,
and then we saw flop.
no, you jam.
But they had limp jam.
Okay, 10,000.
Aaron Jacobs looks down at 5-2 under the gun. He's going to fold.
I never raised 20.
See value blinds.
10,000.
Marco with King 9 suited, raising it up
Raise
to
to 22.
2.2 big blinds.
22. 22 to
So
play.
again, Singh
Fold
a little
around.
bit irritated. Yeah, can't get any hands that he can play.
I've seen that before. They do that at shuffle.
Total of 22.
Again, also short along with Warrant.
So it was
At
the
8
sheet
bigs.
pre-dealt
Total of 22.
before the action was done.
Marco's
Marco's
just
picked
picked up
sweet
the blinds
those
there.
blinds.
Don't forget the ante player will also be taking massive amounts from those stacks when the big blind does come around to them.
That's really why it's an incentive to be trying to pick up these bigs,
Yeah.
just because they count so much in this final table.
Fortunately, Sugen, Warrant, and Uganda's just waiting for a hand
Yeah, but
that they can hopefully double up with.
I would read it.
They don't
but
want to
I
put
know
their
David
tournament
gets
life
bored,
on
like,
the
explaining
line
to
with
everyone,
some
yeah.
junk.
And I don't want to take that away from him. And I don't want to take that away from him. Look how happy he gets.
So we are getting dealt in here.
Okay, 10,000 to play. 10. Call 10. Fold 10 to play.
Rudy limping in with 10-7 of hearts.
10 to play for. Okay, raise. 35. Fold.
Jared
35
Jardine with
into
pocket
total,
jacks
20,
once
25.
again in the hijack, with only Rudy
35.
limping into him so far.
35.
And he folds. Jared's going to pick those blinds up once again.
Yep.
Thank you. Thanks.
Let's go, G. So let's go. I said, let's go.
Some made some mistake. How did I say? I checked it. I just see a flop. I said no. Wait.
The payouts are 169,000 Rand for first place, 90,000 Rand for second place. And we'll see the rest of the prize pool coming up on the screen
10 to play.
in a bit, so stay tuned for that.
10,000 to play. Okay, raise.
So we see
22.
Marco raising here.
A7 suited under the gun +1, raises it up to 2.2. So again, seeing with Jack 10 off. Fold that.
22.
Barrett also folding.
Fold.
Fortunately, no hands
Fold. 22.
for these short stacks to play.
Fold.
Barrett with King 10 suited, and yeah, we see the all in
And he's
here.
all in here. I
Small
mean,
blind.
this is what happens when you're the short stack. You've just got to find a hand that you can
King
play.
10 is not a bad hand.
60,000.
Shove
And
it.
he could see Marco raising very, very wide with his big stack. Unfortunately, he does have A7 of diamonds, so it is quite a close
16. Call.
run into the flop. Ace is ahead though. Warren,
See what
looking
happens
to see a
here.
king, no ace, and hopefully some clubs. Flop comes 2, 3, 8, 2 diamonds. So nut flush draw for Marco, and no help for Barron.
Yes, there
Still
is.
ace just ahead.
They want you to put it here.
Oh, sorry. Oh, thanks, sir.
Byron Jacobs has one out. The king of hearts.
Backdoor clubs now.
getting sick,
Picks up more outs.
Max, I'll do it
13
again.
of them, any club.
I called
King,
it.
oh, and it comes at 3. And we lose Barron Jacobs.
Still no club.
In the final table.
Yeah.
Open.
Very well played from Byron
leave us
Jacobs.
At 9th place, so he should pick up a decent amount of money there. And very, very well played from him.
Yeah, he's on the phone.
We will be seeing the payouts shortly.
Might be even better on the phone.
There should be a graphic that pops up.
No, no, me, I saw phone.
Hy was al klaar in, jy het klaar hy bed uit.
Ja, gewoon de iPhone.
Ja, ja, ja.
We just made an extra.
There you can see all of the payouts.
169,000 for first, 96,000, sorry, for second place, 60,000 for third, 41 for fourth, 31 for fifth, 24th for sixth, 20th for seventh, 19 for eighth, and Barron Jacobs will be leaving us with 17,275 Rand.
This is like a spiciest card at the club.
Okay, 10,000 to play. Fold.
Well, it doesn't really make a difference if my ace was
Okay.
still based, so what any club would have done.
I know.
Fold. 10 to play. Fold.
So we see Wesley Blom in the chat, who is actually the Caledon Spring Series winner.
I didn't hear that. Raise to
Just a
75.
very
We're hoping to see you here next time, Wesley, at the SunBet Poker Tour.
Congratulations for your baby.
Very unfortunate you guys
25.
couldn't make it.
So if I mark my hand now with you saying the wrong...
No, because it's on you to listen as well.
She said the wrong thing.
No, but it's on him to listen to the player as well.
But if
Ah,
she
so you
said
gotta listen to
75
the
and
deal
I
announcement,
fold,
you gotta listen to me. Oh, she's gonna announce. What are you
Ace
talking
of
about?
hearts
Carry on.
versus his ace queen of Rudy.
It's on the player.
To a flop.
No.
See one heart, and there's the 10 of clubs, so it's rainbow.
You can always put 25 in.
No help for Orki.
I'm 100%
Rudy's
right.
ace
I'm
queen
not
is ahead.
Check a bet. Ace.
He checks, I check.
Yeah,
Checks it over.
Okay, check. Okay.
Check, check to a turn of 6. And Orky hits his 6. Orky is ahead of the ace-3 now.
There's one out.
25.
That's the difference. So he's going to sell
Just got to 2.5 and Rudy
Rudy
folding his
folds.
ace-queen. Very, very unlucky for Rudy. Ace-queen, a very nice hand.
Zorki
Not
picks up
the flop you want to
So you
see.
now, sir?
a nice little pot there.
Okay.
It's the same when.
Lekker
spasie.
Yeah, is that guy's 7,000 times
Yes.
Hy het nie uitgebreek nie.
It's always on the player.
Okay, thanks.
Because you did confirm. You said what? You said 75. So?
Nog steeds een C3 speel.
Did you say thank you?
Okay, time to play. $10,000. Fold. Fold. 10,000. Fold. Fold. 10.
Calls Rudy Fleischmann in the small blind with queen 8 suited. Just calls Marco Norcho with ace queen in the big blind. The two big stacks. See what he opts to do here. Raise it up to
Raise
3.5
35.
bigs. And Rudy snap falls. Does not want to get
And
involved
Dila
with Marco
Barre
here.
moves.
Marco, an absolutely ginormous stack.
And I mean, he just keeps getting bigger, Callum. He just keeps getting bigger.
Wonderful play from Marco here.
Last end of 510.
The blinds are going up after this hand. So even more pressure being put onto Sugen Singh.
Vigandis.
Simantis, they are not going to want to hear that.
Yeah, how's that?
Slowly.
It's okay.
And that big blind slowly approaching
He's a lucky
Vigandis.
man.
I'd have to see an all-in from him pretty soon.
As we see Jared Jardine look down at ace-9 under the gun.
I haven't run
Ace
well.
9 of hearts.
Well, yes, do you already? Well, yes, do you
Just
already?
folded out.
It's 12.
Definitely some ICM decisions. I mean, yeah,
Fold.
with these pay jumps.
Fold. Fold. 10 to play. Fold.
Folds all around.
Fold.
Marco with pocket aces in the
Pocket
small
aces.
blind. Wow, what a pickup for our
bleed
chip
him
leader.
off,
And
the best
Sugen Singh is right behind him.
All
So,
in.
I can't. We're on Twitch
Goes
and I'll
all
stop
in
it.
against
The
Sugen
best
Singh with king 7 off in that big.
It's because we're
King
mates.
7.
Of
Course going
mates, I
into
wouldn't like
turn.
Last time you did the same.
Stack now.
What do you think this one is? Yeah, you want me to fold that on feature?
Now he says we are mates. You see?
Yeah, mates.
Best friends.
Because we're mates, I would never lie to you.
Last night at H5 was good.
Yesterday, he's so
between
lucky I was going to give him a
Chip
globe.
leader
I
and
was like,
Sugen.
Okay, blinds are 6
Marco up to
12.
I was gonna ask the morning, where's
81
Marco?
bigs.
His lights out.
It's actually
Wow.
cool though.
Well, blinds are going up now, so those will change with these chip stacks for Marco and Rudy. Enormous. Marco especially.
And the following and the pocket nines. I promised I wanted to punish you. But
I had the
Nev
best hand.
decided to go all
I
in.
had the best
Yeah,
hand.
Marco
All in.
jammed
He was
those
that call.
aces in the small blind
Flop
because
you
Sugen
beating.
Singh
I'll
is
afford
super
you.
short behind him, and he does not want to limp in with those because going to the flop, he could be in a lot of trouble if it did come
No, that's all reason why I
something
didn't
not
give it.
favorable for him. It can
Yeah.
be very easy for
I know.
Sugi to pick up a 2 pair there on that
Then I was
flop.
forced to call.
And we saw that happen yesterday when,
Yep.
I think it was,
So pocket aces
with
for
Apple,
Henny, yeah,
Henny Apple and
against
pocket threes. I think it was pocket
threes.
threes.
It was
yeah.
pocket threes, and we saw
Fold.
an ace come, I believe, and then runner for a straight draw for the threes to take it against the pocket aces.
And that's really,
Henny, some really rough outs there yesterday.
that's why you want to be
Yeah.
raising or going all in with the aces,
Definitely.
because you don't want to let people have that opportunity to see the
Unfortunately, I
flop.
think Henny did go all in.
25,000 to play.
So guys, what would have you done with the pocket aces there in the small blind if you were playing with that ginormous chip lead and a very, very short stack behind you?
Fold.
Let us know in the chat, guys. Let us know.
Yeah, definitely.
Hello, Rasta. Like a man.
He's of course not looking to fold those.
As we were saying, guys, come down to the SunBet Poker Tour. Got a lot of great events happening here. Just to name a few, we've got this opener that's now on the final table. And then at 1 o'clock, we have the single day mini high roller. And then at 7 o'clock today, we have that mega million, 1 million guarantee, 25,000 Rand buy-in. So stay tuned for that, guys.
I think that is going to be one of the main tournaments to watch.
Yeah.
Okay, 12,000 to play.
Speaking of which, the satellite into that is about to begin behind us.
12,000.
The buy-in of 1.5 thousand Rand.
12,000 fold. 12,000.
JP Leroux with pocket fours
12,000.
just limps in, and Sugen Singh wakes up on the button with pocket tens. He's definitely going to look to put his
All
stack in the
in.
middle here, which
And
he does.
again, Singh puts it all in.
He is very relieved to finally see a hand like that. Jared is not going to call his 8-3.
Fold.
Gigandus,
Can I have the money?
very
please,
likely
sir?
not calling here. Jack 8 off.
What is JP Leroux
Also
gonna
doesn't want to
do
get
here?
involved when there's a possible pay jump coming.
I don't do
With
that.
Sugen Singh at risk, even if Gigandus had a good hand.
I'm a very honest
54.
player. I'll say.
Fold.
I'd never do that bad.
See
54.
what JP decides to do with his pocket fours.
My mom even asked me,
What do you think? Am I
the
scored
stream
about
cut
it?
away from it. and
I'll
you
show you my
just
hand.
won.
Do you think I must score about it?
The stream cut off.
Fold.
Like this other guy.
Dila body moves.
So
This fold from JP Leroux.
just
Like I
gonna
said,
pick up
I
the
don't,
blinds.
I don't play that shit. Jack.
JP's limp.
So please move the Dila body
When you
moves.
done,
Thank you.
don't put all
Pocket fours are not very good.
En ek
Jy
word
het gedink
nee,
aan.
ek het iets vermoed, dis hoekom ek net gelimp het. Want as
Either
jy
going to
al
be
in
a
gaan
flip
en ek
or
ry dan
again,
vat hulle
very
nie
likely
meer
has
as
a better pocket pair.
Dis dit waar. So daai was my gedagte.
So we see Vicandus just getting blinded out here with these massive blinds.
Or do you want like a standard?
There are some family rooms.
Less than 3.
What we can do is we can do that. We can wait like an hour and then we can eat, we can eat and break.
The small one I like it because there's
We
little
order before break.
platings and stuff on the outside. There's a putt and
12,000 to play.
what do you have?
See Chalice Fagan.
You have ticket?
Call
And he
12,000.
just
Fold.
limps in.
Fold. 12,000.
Also Marco, Leader is also just going to throw that one in the bin.
12,000 to play.
Again, seeing 5-2 of diamonds. Cut off, like you're going
Limp.
to fold.
Now we'll watch what's going on.
12,000 to play.
Jared Jardine,
Fold.
ace queen on the button. Definitely going to look to raise it up here. Also could be raising with a very wide range on the button. So,
All
and
in.
he just jams.
Jams all in.
Oh, and Orky Free also ace queen in the big blind. So they are actually blocking each other here. If Chalice was to follow, she likely won't.
203.
Orky folding it out.
Folding.
You fold
Look what
it.
Chalice opts to do here.
Okay, Dila body moves.
Oh, is it? Sure.
Jared Jardine picks up that pot. As you can see, the blinds up have gone up again. 6, 12, 12.
And you fold it.
Uganda's looking very, very short there on that button.
Gandus is really just looking for something to double up here.
Fortunately, he's not picking up very good hands.
Jay's not
He's willing to put his tournament life on. Just hoping to maybe see Sugen Singh bust out when he went all in.
Okay, small brain. 6,000.
So we are getting dealt
What you should do
back
is
in here.
you should tell them that you're mate, and they should call because you're not that strong. And then when you pull the things, and they get a bit upset.
12,000 to play.
Has to be 20.
24.
So we see some of the people in
Raise
chat.
24.
Div says that he would be
24 to
jamming.
play.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
limping.
limping. Kiwi agrees with the all-in from Marco.
24.
Mr. Ian says raise to 2.5x to induce a shove.
Fold.
No good.
You
Tila
don't,
button
but
moves.
if we go to a flop and somehow Sugan can see a 2-pair there,
Okay, small big.
not a great place for aces. And Ian says he would raise to 2.5 bigs to induce a shove from Sugan Singh.
Vicandis, 3k under starting stack here.
Yeah,
In the short stack.
Very, very short here it is.
He's just waiting for that one hand.
I like it, eh? Rose before hose.
Of course, always. No doubt about that.
He has to go all in very, very soon, or he will be at risk of blinding out.
Fold. Fold.
The next time the big blind goes past him and he's on that small.
Fold.
Fold to Vigandis Mantis. What does he opt to do here with King 9 off in the cutoff?
12,000 to play.
This might be the hand, he just has to put it all in the
Shove.
middle.
27.
He decides to fold
12,000.
with the ace-6 off on the button.
Raise.
To raise here.
Raise to 27.
This is to
27 in
2.3 big blinds.
2.3, yeah?
Thank you. Fold.
Chalice folds.
King.
Say it
Folds all
again.
around. Or he will just pick up those blinds with his ace-6 off.
Okay.
5.
As it looks like,
Sound okay?
Mr. Orki picks up a little pot there. Probably the blinds.
Sits there. Thank you.
My chips this problem, or what is more problem?
Ja, wel. Let je ook niet aan.
Ja, dit is ook met de mensen te kijken. Dit is ook een beetje vliegen.
Die gaan uit, die gaan niet uit.
Ja, kijk, figuur is het nog uit.
We're getting Daltonia feature table.
12,000. 12,000 to play. Fold.
See Sugan Singh looking at King 2 suited. Under the gun +1, folds.
That's in ace-10 off under the gun +2. He's gonna raise it up.
Raise. 25.
Two
Raise to
big blinds.
The stream's making mistakes.
2.1
The
bigs.
stream is making a mistake.
Ah, yes. Guys, we do have a bit of a overlay issue here in this hand.
All in.
An all in from Vigandis Mantis.
27.
Not sure if his cards are correct here. Let's see how this hand plays out.
You can still fold if you want to. Good luck.
Okay.
Wel gauw dan bellen.
Ace 9, ace 9.
No issues.
Hallo.
Good luck.
It is ace-10 versus 10-jack all in. So Vigandis at risk here.
Vicandis is at risk of getting out.
10s are
10,
blocked, and
5
there's
ace.
10 ace. Amazing flop for Jared. Very rough one for Vigandis. Very likely going out here. And he is
Yeah.
dead.
It's
So
Vicandis.
Vigandis Simantis will be leaving us in 8th position.
He did play very well. He's going to pick up a nice little bit of money there, Callie.
So yes, around 20,000.
Thank you. Seat open.
Very, very, very well played from Vigandis. I'm sure we'll be seeing more of him during the series.
The rails.
Oh, yeah. If he was here, he should be on your rail now, you know that?
I'm just getting messages while we talk.
All the players getting a nice little pay jump there.
They can't be in his phone now.
That's what they're looking for.
Again, we'll be happy to see that as he is the shortest stack at the moment. We'll be hoping to double up.
So we've seen 2 players leave on the final table.
It's in my ear actually. You can't see the inside.
Oh, Joe, you just gave us 2K, buddy. Thank you.
There we see the payouts again, guys.
We
So-
see Begandus.
will pick up 19.9 thousand.
Now, and the first place is going to be 169,070 rand.
So the pay jump they pick up there is
12,000.
2,000 rand. It is 21,000.
12,000.
Jardine looks down at
for all
King
these
Jack.
players.
With the gun +1.
It does raise it up.
25.
2.2 bigs.
Fold. Fold. Total of
This team's
25.
making mistakes.
Thank you.
Goes around to Rudy.
Making mistakes.
Total of 25.
Makes the call. And ace king for Marco.
20,
And the
20
big
is
blind. A lot of action here.
I'm all in.
Marco,
All in.
all
Marco
in.
going all in here.
It's ginormous stack. What does Jared and Rudy do here? Facing the large stack. Both of them fold.
Both of them
Marco
fold
picking
out.
Everybody moves.
up those
Folding.
raises.
Marco is just applying maximum pressure here.
No.
Very good hand to do it with as well.
No skill, buddy. You get cards, you can play.
Hey. Are you a Juju Beer Company off? Sorry? I'm a lucky boy.
Wat is nou maak hier daarvan? Is dit nou op die gat? No.
Alright.
That looks good.
Brandon says he would just limp in with aces, I believe. He has some hands in small blind limping range. Very strong in aces. It's one of them. Not get exploded when you lump.
I don't have like a good hand. So like a senior.
Fold. Fold. Fold.
We got some people in the chat saying, go JJ.
Call 12.
You hope to see
JJ
Jared
with the
Jardine.
JJ's earlier.
Yep.
Twice picking up some good. You must like those pocket jacks.
Yep. Looks like we're going to see a flop.
Ace
Flop comes Ace King 4.
2 spades out on the board.
Looks like Rudy's going to
raise
bet you.
25. Call 25.
Marco
Marco
opted
makes
just
a
to
call. Now comes the 10 of diamonds.
50.
Not
Rudy
sure how that affects the
continuing.
hands. He is playing into that large stack, so he's showing a lot of strength here. Showing he's not scared of Marco. Rudy has been playing. So welcome back, guys. As you can see behind us, we are now looking at the start of the satellite into the Mega Million, guys. So
just behind
head
us.
down here and maybe hop in there for that. That is a 1.5k buy-in to the Mega Million, which begins at 8 p.m. later today. And that is a 25,000 rand buy-in for a 1 million rand guarantee. So definitely come check that satellite out.
And we're going to have lots of action here today at the SunBet Poker Tour. So remember, guys, make your way down here. Come say hello. Come play some of the tournaments. Remember to follow the socials, Facebook, Instagram, so you can see all the notifications about the tournaments. So yeah, go give that a follow, guys.
Yeah, indeed, guys. And also all the satellite schedules and the details. Do see all the player guides and everything
on SunBet pokertour.com.co.za. And we want to ask you guys, who do you think is going to take down this final table? We can see Marco chip leading, but you know a lot of things can happen on this final table. So we really want to know who you think is going to win. So
Rudy
put that in the
playing
chat.
some very, very good poker. You can't forget about him. As we see Jonathan joining us, greeting us on the in the commentator booth, and Scott is back.
How much?
And these boys are here for the satellite into the Mega Million, I believe.
Yep.
You guys are playing. So guys, definitely come check that out. That is a great value for that Mega Million. These
Remember,
satellites-
guys, come say hello here at the commentating box. It's really cool. We want
Anytime.
to see you guys.
53.
And we have had an action-packed first day. Yesterday we saw some awesome hands and great poker, and I think we are going to see the same today, guys.
Yeah.
So definitely stay tuned, especially with that Mega Million. That is a lot of people's favorite tournaments I've heard. Along with the main event, of course, can't forget about that one. That one is coming up very soon, guys.
Yeah. So, as we...
Opener is definitely going very well at the moment, though, I'd say. A lot of action.
We've had a lot of action, yeah.
And it would be cool to see Jared also possibly come back and maybe defend his reigning title, as he did secure this at the last series. That would be nice, something to see. Kiwi supporting Orki here, wanting him to win this opener.
53.
And I think you can join us in the commentary
you
booth
can, yeah.
for a little bit if you would like. So we've got Jonathan Hyman, who we did see
On
in
the-
the opener yesterday, and he was on the last 8 of flight 1. Unfortunately, we did lose you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made like a bit of a loosey-goosey jam. I thought I had a read.
Guys, we do have an all-in here, it looks like, in the feature table. Sorry,
In the
Queen
call,
7
ace
suited.
9 at risk.
7
Seat
will
one.
take
7
it.
takes it.
Versus seat 5.
It's a 7. That is Chalice out, unfortunately.
2021 more first back.
So we are now down to 6 players.
6 players in the final table, guys.
Another nice pay jump for all of them. I think Sugen will be very, very happy to see that, as he was the short stack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happy with the pay jump. Guys, who do you think's going to win this? Who are you hoping to take it down?
Kiri supporting Orki here. I personally think Marco has a very, very big advantage here with that chip stack he has sitting in front of him.
Yeah, and Marco knows how to guard with his stack. He's not going to throw it away.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a lot
been
of experience there.
Yeah, he's been showing a lot of experience here on this feature table, on the final table of the opener. He's been, yeah, I mean, he's just showing that he's big stack, dude.
Yeah. And we see Jardine, the previous winner of the opener, still there trying to defend his title.
It would be cool to see him maybe make a bit of a comeback. He's not very short stack, but quite short compared to Marco.
He did have those pocket jacks earlier. That's
2 hands he had them. The JJs, JJ.
Yeah.
And Rudy also playing some very good poker, I must say.
Love to
He's
see
in
it.
second.
I love to see like quality poker on the proper final table.
It's awesome. Very, very entertaining for the viewers as well.
To 27.
Div voicing that Marco should be unstoppable from here. Does have a very, very big advantage. And Sugen Singh going all in on the button with ace jack off. Jared Jardine with pocket 7s in the small blind. What does he opt to do here?
We're
What would
probably
you
running
do
into
here?
a flip.
Yeah.
I don't think he can
If you
fold.
were Jared,
I think
would
it's
you
too
call
strong.
this?
Yeah.
And
I
Sugen
definitely
is
call.
short. Jared does cover him very nicely.
Yeah,
What
he
does
has a
Jared opt to
stack
do?
to call, and he's
Does.
playing for the win at the end of the day. You need to take your spots in these fast-paced tournaments. So I don't think he's going to fold this. I think it's too strong to fold.
Jared thinking about what Sugen could be jamming with. Sugen's range would be very wide. Oh, Jared making the fold.
Wow.
Okay, Queen 10 also making the fold.
Yeah. I think Queen 10, that's standard.
And Marco making the call with
Wow.
6 off. Visuals.
Marco has chips and he's ready to
There
play.
we go. There we
Yeah.
go.
He is not scared with that Queen 6 off. Sugen Singh is ahead going into this flop.
Flop
Five,
comes 5-3.
Flop all
8.
spades. He flops a spade draw, so
does.
does Sugi, but Sugi's spade draw is no good.
Yep. And there's another 5. Ace is still ahead at the moment. However, any spades? And there's the ace.
There's the
for
ace.
Sugi.
my word,
Sugi
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 locks
picks
up
it
a
up.
double.
Very, very good hand. Sugi must be very relieved with that. Marco losing a very, very minimal amount for him.
Yeah.
With that chip stack. It was up to 1 million chips earlier.
Yeah, I was never the option.
Almost 100 bigs.
Okay, Dilla by the
Yeah, and I mean, that's just a crazy stack going here into the final table, dude.
Yeah.
But
Very deep in the
end of the
tournament.
day, you're not involved in the hand, so it's also something to think about.
That's one thing. Marco's aggressive and he's willing to do anything to win.
Yeah.
He'll put his stack in with nothing if he
Yeah.
has to.
No.
He is a really good and experienced player, though.
Yeah, he knows that that doesn't dent his stack much. He still covers the table, and he risks like very little trying to get a pay jump.
Yeah, yeah.
So Sugi does
No,
get a
he
nice
owes me
double
fucking
up there.
millions.
He owes me plenty. He
He's
runs
still
so good
gonna get
against
it
me.
from
He
me.
runs so good against me in tournaments.
He's
It's
still
actually-
gonna get it
It's
from
disgusting
me.
how good he runs against me. And then he tries against when I angle
We
it.
got a little bit of banter there
Play better
between
than him, but he just
He is
gets
playing
Sugi and Marco.
12,000 to play. Fold.
That's why he sponsored him.
12 to play. Fold. 12,000.
He already has like 8 trophies this year.
Yeah, you like it.
He only had to pay like 500k.
Fold.
Why are you gonna pretend not?
Probably going to see an open
I
here
saw this
from
one for round.
Jardine.
On the button with the
Jack 7 suited. I think it's good enough.
Okay,
think
raise
so as well.
25.
There we
Raise it
go.
up to 2.2 bigs.
Total 25.
And
All
JP snap jamming on the big blind with ace 9 off.
See, I love that. I love that he's not scared.
Yeah.
He's willing to put his tournament life at risk.
Yeah.
Especially if he's
If you ask for a card,
Jared
it's
just
fine.
folds.
If he doesn't
Yeah,
ask,
Jared can't call here. His hand's
says you
not
must
strong
count
enough.
all
It's
the
strong
time.
enough to raise, not to
The
call
rule
off.
says you
Yeah.
must count all
Who's
the
with
time.
Dave's rules? Dave's rules. Don't follow Dave's rules. Yeah. This is not Dave's rules.
And
JP
let's
just puts up the
decide
blinds there.
immediately. Okay, blinds first.
How does a big man like that sneak up on you?
Who is Oki Fariz in the short stack?
Yeah. Oki's going to be like shovel fold mainly, sitting on around 11 bigs.
So what are you looking to do in the short stack here, John?
You just have to navigate. He's not looking at pay jumps because most people are 2x his stack. So he has to find a spot, pick it, either steal blinds or find a nice double to stay in the tournament.
There's a bit of straight combinations there creeping up. There.
Marco with an overwhelming
Just
chip
saying, just
lead,
pay the
more
ball.
than 2x.
It is
Yeah.
amazing. And since the beginning of this final table, it's just been going upwards. He did join us with it, and he is managing it amazingly, I must say.
Yeah.
A lot of experience being shown by Marco.
Fold. Fold. 6 more.
Small blind with ace 9 off. So opting.
Again, gonna flop quite soon. Sure, he won't be too upset to see that. Says cauliflower.
25.
So we have a pair versus double flush draw for both of them. Rudy's just going to take it down with a quick stab.
JP does not want to get involved against him.
That's it.
With Orki sitting at the short stack.
Yeah. All these middling stacks,
Yeah.
funny enough, are going to have to play incredibly tight because
Yeah.
of Orki.
Yeah.
They're playing for this pay jump.
Yeah, a lot of folds from JP, Sugen, and Jared if they are playing against Rudy and Marco.
I saw earlier that someone folded like pocket fours, pocket fives. Why are they like folding pocket
Those
fours,
are,
fives?
they lose a lot of value going into the flop.
I mean, so it has very little post-flop playability, those type of hands, so they kind of want to always be all in. But specifically as a middling stack, when you have a short stack such as Orki here, you're kind of waiting for those pay jumps. Because there's something called ICM, which is detrimental to like
Ace jack
all the players.
suited for
So you
Sugen
can't
under
torch
the
your
gun.
stack with such like a vulnerable middling hand.
Yeah.
You'd rather take the premiums there. Ace jack suited, we
Sugen
should see
jamming with ace jack suited
Sugi
under the
all
gun.
in. He's not scared and he's willing to play.
Really not scared.
Oki's gonna have to let go the ace 2 off.
There we go. 120, 40, 50,
He does fold.
61, 62.
Folds around Rudy with ace queen,
Ace
and he's going to make
queen.
the call.
Wow.
making the
Marco
call.
throwing 7-4 suited in.
We have a domination nation, yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Sugi needs
Clubs.
clubs or any jack,
Jack.
or potentially a straight.
It comes
See if
5,
Sugi
8,
gets any
8.
help.
No helps for Sugi.
No, Sugi's picked up chop outs. Any 5 will give them both
Indeed,
a
and there
chop.
it is.
There we go.
There it is.
It's a chop.
Nice.
There we go. Sugi stays alive.
Very,
Sugi
very
etches
happy
his
to
way
see that.
through.
Unlucky.
See him praying
Sugi
to
Jesus.
anyone.
Sugi very, very, very,
Very happy about that ad.
Fucking stuff. And yeah,
Okay, I've got Twitter. I'll give them for you.
I promise you, I didn't want to donk you. I said if you win, you had the better hand. But I
It
mean,
has to be sweat cards. It can't be winning.
It was
I'll give you a big sweat though.
I can't. In that position, I'm not gonna slow.
Never.
Huh? It's two.
You would have chopped.
You would have lost.
No, chop.
No, you can't chop three ways. You're not allowed to chop
Sure, you would
three
have
ways.
chopped my big blind. That's all you got chopped.
Like a banter at the table.
You're not allowed to chop three ways. You gotta like. I'll take it, buddy. If anybody deserves it, it's me. I'm a fucking good person.
You're very relieved with that.
If I cash further, I'm taking you to Nando's, buddy.
But rather take me to Muchachos.
Getting Dalton here, we see Jared Jardine looking down at 6 for 1 of the gun.
All of these like middling pairs, pseudo connectors, they're going to be played a lot less because Orki's short currently.
Yeah.
And there we see another suited connector.
Like I'd be
Maybe
surprised to see an open
he
here.
does open.
27.
Opens to 2.3 bigs with 8-7 suited. Rudy with pocket twos.
He's going to be looking for that 2 and that 2 only.
Dude.
All in.
And
Wow. Marco is not scared.
Marco
He's willing
3
to put
bets all
everyone
in
to
with
the
king
test.
5 suited. Sugan unfortunately does not have a hand to call with.
So
by
the
any
reason
means.
why he's doing this is he has
There's some
a relevant
bad
blocker being the king. So it means
Yeah.
that they'd have less strong hands here.
Yeah.
And as you can see, they don't, and they don't have hands where they can call
Indeed.
off. So Marco's
Marco's
just going to
showing
take it down.
A lot of experience from Marco.
Yep.
Does take that.
I think if you were sitting here, you would have just called and then I shot.
I've got 3-9 offsuit. I'm playing for aces here. Can't even get one to make it a bit of a sweat. Dry.
Aces was behind.
Yeah, I know. Because there's some outs over there, and then you got a smaller pair.
No, I checked.
Yeah.
So guys, let us know in chat who you think's going to win. Who you want to win at the end of the day. We have Marco chip leading, Oki is shortest, the rest roundabout middling stacks. Let us know who you want as the opener champion.
I'd say the favorites at the moment are definitely Marco and possibly Rudy with that second biggest stack.
Yeah. I'd love to know what the chat wants.
I agree. A lot of the chat says that Marco will be unstoppable. Some of them also think that Jay will come back.
Does he have cards every single hand?
27.
Orky with king 6 off under the gun is going to throw that in.
Every single hand.
Just waiting for that hand.
27.
We see Cauliflower Merchant saying, I'm glad the table tapped into Muchachos. I think that's what JP LaRue said to Sugi there after that hand.
Yeah, Sugi said if he won, he'd buy him muchachos.
No, Nando's, and then...
they switched over to muchachos. What you guys taking, Nando's or muchachos there?
Nando's. I quite love my Nando's.
I like muchachos, actually.
Is it? Yeah. I actually can't even tell you the last time I was at Muchachos.
So Jared, the only one connecting here. Marco has a running straight and a running flush draw. Let's see if he applies a lot of pressure to Jared and puts him to the test.
Jared does bet into it. Just 1.7, very small bet. But Marco's going to fold it out.
Yeah, Marco's just going to let it go.
He just has nothing there.
Nice pick up from Jared. Keeping his stack intact and chipping up slowly.
What's the time? 8:49. We're gonna see it on the.
Yeah, but they're making mistakes on stream. I swear to God. They're making mistakes. Against him, I didn't have that.
For him, 7 is the ace. He works like the.
As we...
First time we played video day 6.
Not your 10 yet, sir.
We're waiting to get Dalton here, guys. Remember to check out the SunBet Poker Tour website. That is sunbetpokertour.co.za. Remember to follow all the socials so you can stay up to date with what's going on here at the SunBet Poker Tour.
Come join us at Carnival City, Johannesburg. We do have an action-packed week of poker. A ton of tournaments to be played, guys. Definitely come check it out.
I was surprised when I heard
Yeah. Oh, no, that's what I'm telling you.
Okay,
I'm
12.
3-9 suited.
Oh, that makes sense.
Call 12,000.
Hello, normally the payouts are posted in the video description.
Rudy opts to limp Jack 10
I'm not sure
off.
about that, Mr. S, unfortunately.
Raise to 46.
Payouts are 169,000 for first
Marco
place,
putting his chips at
96,000
play.
second.
46.
A6 offsuit, not scared, pushing the middling stacks around.
Thank you.
Indeed, likely going to see folds all around, most likely.
Yeah, unlikely that Rudy will call here.
46.
Just seeing that total domination here for Marco with the big stack.
And a comment from Sean.
Wow.
Jonathan,
Very
what
really
does
open.
it feel like bubbling a tournament like this live from Sean?
You know, guys,
Let's go, Lam. My money's on you,
as a
buddy.
poker player, you're going to experience all the bubbles in the world.
So Rudy does call.
It is
but
what it
also
is.
Heads up.
You just need to get over it. On my birthday, it was rough. We're going to see a quick hand
It is
here.
an ace,
Ace
but
half
you did
flop.
perform
Rudy
very,
doesn't
very
connect
well.
at all. I mean, he has backdoor straight
that's
and
about
flush,
it,
but
yeah.
I don't think he's going to float here against Marco. Marco's just going to be piling in chips.
37.
Marco also our
Right, seven.
pre-flop aggressor, so he does have a lot of aces in his range.
Yeah,
and
snap
Rudy knows
folds
that.
from Rudy.
Come on. Oh, come on.
Please.
Please.
The entire table just thinking Marco's running hot. Meanwhile, he's just pushing everyone around, knowing what he can do.
Marco playing very, very well.
Marco
Up to
getting
a
back
million.
up to that million, yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice number to slip
You're a
down
decent
at.
calling hand, eh?
Yeah, Marco.
It's like a queen jack or something.
He's still in the...
Yeah, 169,000 Rand for first, 96,000 Rand for second, and 60,000 Rand for third. They are definitely looking to come in the top three for this tournament.
Bit of a decision to make.
With these type of tournaments, it plays very top heavy, so you kind of need to play for the win at the end of the day.
Please, please.
As jy dit my gaan kom speel,
before I
dit
did.
was moeilik om te rus vir my op te double.
Not now, don't it's big blind.
Classic.
Sorry about that, Sachin. So basically it's 169,000 Rand for first, 96,000 Rand for second, and 60,000 Rand for third.
27.
The top three, very big amount of money.
Marco's going to
8,000
open
Rand.
here with Queen 5 suited. What's
Yeah.
Sugi going to do? Sugi going to take this spot?
Pocket twos, he throws them into the
Yeah, he
mark.
maxed it.
Fold.
Orky
All
with
in.
King 10 suited, and he does jam.
Fold.
I don't think Marco's going to fold for that price. I think he might just take it, knowing he's very well behind, but potentially
does.
live.
Yes.
Looks like.
From what you said. 111.
Queens are dominated by Orky here.
Nah,
His
his
flush.
flush draw is
Flush,
dominated.
that's what I meant, sorry.
Yeah.
Queen
We
high
have
flush.
live cards versus live cards.
Yeah.
66-33 race over here.
If Marco,
Marco
does
puts in
opt.
the call. Marco thinking it
was
through
really
and
bad.
letting it go.
It was really bad.
At the end of the day,
That
he's
was
not trying to
absolutely
waste his
disgusting.
stack.
That
He
was
can't
the
just
most
punt his
panic
stack.
Because it was suited, you thought you'll pull a small move like a like a queen
Yeah,
5 something. I knew it.
You did.
I knew it.
I just ice king van Aardenburg. Ace high. You did.
612.
Don't
I
say
can't
that.
date basing.
Don't
I
say
did- I
that.
could- I did a
This
queen
is
high.
okay.
Yeah, the payouts, guys.
He will spike the 5.
Yeah, what's that?
Smash you.
We're not taking queen in 5. We're going to queen 5.
And he'll spike 2 5.
Yeah.
Guys, as we were saying, 60,000 Rand for
I was ahead
third,
of you, bro.
41,000 Rand for fourth, 31,000 Rand for fifth, 24 for sixth,
Yes.
21 for seventh, and I believe we are at the last 6 or 7 do we have now?
I think we are down to the last
Seven.
7. Yeah.
So everyone has secured that
Overcards
21,000,
beating me. Crazy.
and we are down to 6.
12,000.
So everyone has secured that 24,000 Rand
Fold. 12,000 to play.
min cash now.
As we see in the chat, Coach Sheldon is asking how much is first in US dollars. It's going to be 9,348 United States dollars for first.
That's not too shabby if you ask me. We have some blind v blind action, domination nation, JP very behind.
Marco? Yeah. King IR. King Jack of Hearts.
We go to a very dry flop, 7-2-2, probably just gonna be whoever wants the pot's gonna take it down at the end of the day. Whoever bets first.
Check. Check.
No one's showing any interest in this pot. Jack high and 9 high make it to the river. Wow, check, check. Jack high's good.
So we see Rudy just take down another little blind there.
As little as it is, the little pots matter.
100%, 100%. In a final table like this, it does really, really matter.
Okay, blind stress.
Oki is still unfortunately sitting at our shortest stack as he did not fall out of Marco. He's still going to be looking to put those chips in the middle with only around, how much is that? Around 15 bigs?
Yeah, it's around, probably around like 14. But the thing is, he's gained up to a lot of the other stacks.
If we give Sugan the trophy right now, he'll give us the rest of his money.
Sure.
Like a table banter while we're getting dealt in. Sugi with 10s here.
40.
Raise
Opts to open. Opens big though. Opens to 3.3, not looking for any action.
40,000.
10s are a very vulnerable pair here.
So
Hold it to Marco in the big blind with king 7 off. Marco's just going to let it go, so he's going to take it down.
Got a cold one.
Guys, please come join us. We're having a Megamall satellite running right now. I think we have 2 tables running currently. We're on level 2.
I'll probably leave. I wouldn't come back for the
Buy-in
weekend.
is 1,500 Rand, add-on also 1,500.
Get a shot in a 25k buy-in, 1 mil guarantee. You never know when you're going to be a champion.
JP LaRue
Okay, raise.
down at ace, queen, suited in the cutoff.
30,000.
This is up to 2.5, so again seeing a7 off in the big blind.
Okay, buddy, a big end.
So again, does opt to fold his a7 off.
I'll put you on king.
Arguably making a big fold. An 8 high is usually quite good there. But JP was just at the top of his range there.
So it was a good fold from
If
Spear.
Sugi decided to take that spot, we would have likely seen an all-in and a call, and Sugi likely out.
Okay, next time blinds are up. His blinds were in
But it makes me
already.
feel better Dave to say there was the burn point.
Yeah, because just now there wasn't.
It worked.
As we hear, blinds are going up again.
A bit more interesting actually. That gave me some game.
These blinds are killer in a final table.
Yeah, but as they say, a chip in a chair. I've seen people spin up 1 big blind. You never know.
Okay, next time blinds will be up 10-15.
Okay, looking down at ace 2 of clubs. What's he gonna do with them?
Raise.
He decides to open it. I love this from Oki. I think he's looking to raise fold here, facing a jam, just looking to take down the big blinds.
Call 28.
Just a call from Rudy. Seems like everyone
King
else
Jack
is
off.
fold.
Oki's still ahead though. Jared likely gonna muck the 8-6. So he heads up to a pot ace 2
So
versus King
Brandon,
Jack.
now the satellite is 1,500 Rand buy-in. And you can win your way into a 25,000 Rand buy-in tournament. So definitely come check that out.
Oki flopping 2 pair. I mean, this is most likely just Oki's pot here. I don't
Indeed.
think Rudy's going to show any interest with there being an
Rudy
ace
has
on
not
board.
connected.
Yeah, I mean, you can see 2% equity. Like,
I'm all in.
Yeah, Oki
wow,
jams.
Oki not slow playing whatsoever. Just going to get Rudy to fold. Oki picking up a nice pot, back up to 230.
Jay, big blind.
Everyone's really even here except for our chip leader.
As you see, his little Harry
playing
Potter
chess.
on top of his chip stack.
Not your turn
Oh,
yet,
we've
sir?
seen some really interesting card protectors.
Yeah. Like this
Um,
is actually up to them.
Aiden's Spider-Man ones.
Okay, blinds are 10:15.
Marco's little Harry Potter.
Let me tell you that. He had a crack over it.
He was asking for it.
He's asking, please.
Wat is die klok?
I mean, currently he's showing the entire table that he is a wizard.
Yeah,
so
indeed, a wizard at poker.
I think Harry Potter's quite fitting there.
Yeah.
Echt de ijskast.
Ice cream.
If you guys do want more information on the tournaments that
I
are
know,
going on
trust me,
here,
but
go
it's
to
like-
sunbetpokertour.co.za to get more information about everything under the player guide.
Very
15.
well. Like a champion. Ace 10 suited.
Marco picking up top of range, ace queen suited. No one's going to believe him here. They might jam on him quite light
40,000.
because Marco's been quite abusive with his chips.
I think I came 10
Jared Jardine folding in the small blind.
Walkie's just going to let go of the 9-3 off. Marco's probably just going to pick up a few blinds.
You know,
Blinds have gone up to 10, 15, 15. I haven't updated it on the overlay yet, but blinds are up.
trade this for the mega.
Yeah, that makes all the so-called middling stacks very shallow.
It does indeed.
They're just going to have to wait and pick their spots right, I guess.
As you see Rudy Fleischmann look down at Jack 9 under the gun.
Call 15.
Ups to limp.
Fold. Call 15.
Rudy just trying to get involved in a pot. Try hit something. But he's going to run into Jared Jardine's ace king suited. I don't think Jardine's going to let the one big blind stand.
All in.
Jared Jardine is all in here.
Opts to jam the 20 big blinds.
Fold.
He's going to have
just
to
gonna
let go
fold
the ace
around.
4 off. Queen jack off, it's no good against the jam. Rudy most likely going to fold when fold the turn.
115. I mean,
Aye, man.
215. 215. Thank you.
Jared just picks up a little bit of the blinds there.
Okay, blinds, please.
How do you guys feel about ace
Yes,
king?
sir.
I know people are on the fence, a lot of poker players.
I quite like ace king.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Ace King.
It
Like
gets me
looking down
into a
at
lot
this.
of trouble very
Me
often.
too as well. Me too as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone says that it's the best hand in poker, but
Except
Yeah.
for the
Well, it's
pocket
one
aces,
of the best.
course.
It isn't the
Yeah.
best. But it tends to get me into more trouble than chips.
Yeah,
at the
me
end of the
too
day.
actually. Still can't help but raise it up when I do look down at it though.
Nah, for sure. But as soon as I raise, I just wave those chips goodbye.
yeah.
Okay, 15 to play.
Let's see if Marco decides to be funny and open the 7 deuce.
I don't think we're doing that here on a final table.
You never know from Marco.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he has chips and he's not willing to use them.
Fold. 15 to play. Okay, raise.
Looks like Rudy
40.
making a raise from the big blind.
Yeah, when limped into, I think this is fine. JP gonna quickly fold his king high.
So we see the final 6 players here on the feature table at the SunBet Poker Tour. Marco chip leading. We've got Hockey Fury in the short stack.
Not too short anymore. He is approaching JP. Well, everyone is getting shorter, I should say.
Yeah, these
Again,
blinds.
as well, actually.
Yeah, everyone's relatively close. Oki at 200, Sugi at 204, JP at 225, Jardine at 285. Besides for Marco and Rudy, they're very similar at the end of the day.
Okay, 15 to play.
What will Sugi opt to do with ace-8 off?
Again, jams ace-8 off under the gun.
14 bigs, I like it.
I know you do.
Yeah, you do like this hand, don't you?
I took ace-7. I took one pip down. Yeah.
It's just gonna fold around though, so this again should let's pick up those blinds.
You see, that's what I thought was gonna happen for me, but I ran into queens, guys.
Yeah,
nothing you can do there.
I personally don't like those ace-7s, ace-8s, ace-9s off.
I mean, you have to take them when you're short, shallow. You have to pick your spots to try blind out. Otherwise, you're just gonna blind out. And so he scooped the blind, so his next big blind is paid for.
Okay, blinds 10, 15.
Check the blind levels for you there, Brandon. Now we'll let you know. Dave saying you're running into queens is definitely minus EV. Very, very unfortunate, Jonathan.
Fold. 15 to play.
JP Leroux. What are we going to fold in the cutoff here?
Fold. Fold. Total of 15.
Marco with ace-5 suited in the small blind.
If you shove and something bad happens,
Just limps in, and she has 7-3 off in the big. What does he decide to do here with Marco limping in behind him?
Please don't do a low flop because that's what he's looking for.
King, queen, 5. Queen of spades.
7-7-2 comes the flop. So Sugen does flop trips.
21.
Marco
21.
raises it up. 1.6.
You're gonna get yourself in trouble now.
1.4 bigs into Sugen. Sugen is warning him there.
I'm just calling them
That is not a bluff.
Are you changing? Okay.
He makes the call.
There is middle pair for Marco. So he does have 2 pair now, but Sugen still with...
Flops
Sugen
quads!
up with quads.
Sugen gets
I
quads!
really doubt Marco is going to play into this one. He does indeed, actually. He's trying to put pressure because now it is less likely that Sugen does have that 7. So Marco fills up with 7s full of 5s, but Sugen does unfortunately have quads. And you can see the way he's looking at Marco there. This could be a big hand here. As we do have Marco joining us here in the commentary booth. During the break. What does Sugen opt to do here with his quads? Is he going to re-raise or is he just going to call? Sugen throwing in time banks. Trying to maybe bluff at Marco here. He does know he has the complete and utter nuts.
Cauliflower Merchant did call it. He did call the
indeed
quads.
a while ago. So again, using up his time banks here with the quads. Is he trying to trap Marco here?
I think he's using the time banks as like
And then
a bit
he's
of
likely going to jam.
a bit of a trap.
Yeah,
at the
and
end of the
then-
day.
yeah.
It's a great use of the time banks.
It is indeed. It's making it look
Marco's a very experienced player. Do you think he's going to pick up on this?
So Sugen is trying to make it look like he doesn't have that 7, and then he's probably going to jam. And Marco's very likely going to come along with the ride with the full house, unfortunately. But we will
Most
see how
likely.
Sugen
Top
plays
full
this.
house as well.
Indeed.
And the action was very passive. It was small blind versus big blind.
Sugen looking very nervous. Although we know exactly what he has.
Can't blame him for trying to put on a show for a double up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's folding.
Marco's sure that he's going to fold
So
once
again,
he's used all his
really-
time
Still
banks.
using his time banks.
He's really playing this off quite well, I'd say. I would be in trouble here if I was in Marco's position.
Yeah.
How would you play this out if you were there?
At the end of the day, we're just waiting on the jam.
Yeah. And
It's
you do
when,
have
it's when Sugi wants to pull the trigger.
top 4 house. I mean, Sugen could maybe jam with... He's trying to make it look like he's maybe jamming with a 2, a pair of 2s.
All in.
Maybe.
I don't think he jams the 2. I think he just calls the 2.
Think.
I promise you now, you can see Marco being very frustrated. He knows he's either up against quads or
Yeah.
nothing at the end of the
Yeah.
day. So his full house is indifferent.
Marco is a very,
135.
very good player, so let's see what he decides to do with this. Laughing, maybe he knows what he's run himself into here, unfortunately.
Well, he knows it's a high possibility of quads.
Yeah.
It's final table, there's a lot of ICM.
130.
Sugi's
130.
very unlikely to do this with a bluff here.
Yeah.
Marco,
I'm allowed to say what I have, right?
I'm gonna smash you with slow roll, eh?
You have a 7. You wouldn't even say stuff like this if you don't have a 7. I've got the second.
Sugi saying, please don't slow roll me with the stone nuts. Love that.
Why you bet the flop?
I'm an idiot.
Engaging in some wordplay to try convince Marco, I guess.
I could have a lot of chips. This was more of like.
Guys, do we think Marco is going to be able to make the fold here with top full house?
I mean, it's very,
tough
very tight
position.
on... I don't think I'd be able to make the fold in his position.
Yeah,
Sugen,
I'll humble myself and say I'm snapping Sugi.
Sugen's line is a very good line also for a bluff.
You know that
So that could be what Marco is thinking.
Yeah, but specifically because it's final table dynamics and there's a
Yeah.
lot of ICM,
I don't. I will not.
it's a very underbluffed spot in my
It
opinion.
is.
I don't think he has many bluffs. There weren't draws that missed. As you can see, it was a rainbow flop and then no flush draws on the turn. You'd have to find some pretty strange hand to turn into a bluff here. Guys, while we wait for Marco's decision, so I have the satellite update. So we are currently on level 3. Blind levels are 200, 300.
Marco calls and Sugen shows
The
his
7.
quads.
Okay,
Wow.
Sugi catching
Marco.
a double. So going back to the satellite, so we're on level 3. Blind levels 200, 300.
133.
Our starting stack is
See, this is
12,000.
how you angle it.
Thank you.
If you come before level 4, you get an add-on bonus. So when you get to add-on, you get 45k.
I wanna see his hand.
If you don't and you decide to late reg, you'll only get 30k. So if you decide to max late reg, you'll start with
I thought
42k.
even you play it. How often will you play? Jesus Christ, please,
No, not
man.
the slow roll. The
It's impossible for you-
No, no, I'm saying the pre-flop when you like, please don't shove on me, please don't shove, and then I learned from them. It's like a whole thing.
How can you fold a full house? The chance of me having a 5 is fucking slim,
It's
baby.
so shady, it's insane.
Marco very unhappy with that.
It is shady, you know this.
There's a bit of a rough beat there.
I mean, it's a rough beat at the end of the day, and Marco's upset, but
Over a million chips.
like, what can you do at the end of the day?
Yeah.
There's not much.
Quads versus boats, very difficult to get away.
Yeah, that's not the right one. I feel shady, that's insane. I decided to do my Monty work, that's out of shot.
Okay, small blind 10, please.
And then he cries for like 4 hours when I tell him I have the best hand and I show him a
Small
love.
blind 10.
Sugi now second in chips after that pot, raking in a huge pot.
He does
No, he
indeed
hasn't, but
actually,
I
up
have
to
the second,
473,000
like,
chips. That is a
I
ginormous
could
double
have had
up.
overpaid to
I
the
think
board.
that's
What are you
around
talking about?
25 big blinds.
Now,
Didn't even think
Orki,
about that.
I think gone with ace jack.
I think Orki's going to take it. We're likely to see an all-in here from
I
Orki.
actually, personally, I
As a mate, I don't shove him.
ace jack is maybe my biggest enemy. That hand has got me into a lot of trouble
Yeah.
in many situations.
Never shove. How can you shove?
So he just raises it up.
I wonder if he's raising to call off or he's raising to fold to a jam.
Maybe.
I'd love to know what's going through the mind of Orki. Why he opts to raise there. It could be because of
47.
RCM implications.
Yeah.
Call 47. Total of 47.
Okay, Orki. Orki did open it quite big, 3.1. Rudy opts to call it, to just try see a flop.
Set call.
Sugi is
Call
second in
47.
chips, most likely also to call, see the flop. Steady folds.
Jardine most likely going to fold you in the big blind.
So he heads up to a flop. Domination Nation, 71 to 28%. Really needs a lot of help here.
Flop
And
comes
we see
up.
an ace-off flop. Really
5,
breaks
6,
terribly.
ace.
As you can see, the percentage jumped up to 94.6. Okay, most likely just gonna bet and take this down.
76. All in.
Okay, free, going all in.
Wow, Rudy decided to lead.
10 bigs, yeah.
Oh, no, my mistake. Oki put out a bet and Rudy is putting him to the test by putting him all in. I think Oki has no choice here but to call.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, what more do you want from ace jack? You flop an ace, you're quite short.
Yeah.
He's in for 80.
He definitely
So
has to
133,
think this
53.
through, as he can be like beat by sets, 5, 6s.
Thanks, sir.
Okay.
How about Jack?
But ace 9 of clubs.
You see the friendly table talk, them letting each other know their hands.
Did look like Oki picked up that pot, not Rudy.
Yeah. Oki with the ace jack taking it down.
Yeah, there was just a little glitch in the overlay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Must take off your glasses.
What?
It's
Every
not your
time,
turn
every
again.
time. Jared, as ek by jou is, dan gaan ek kom down.
Maybe closer.
So I've got another spot here.
So in that hand, did Oki have jack
big,
10
right? Ace nine of clubs.
and Rudy have ace jack?
No, I think Oki had the ace jack.
Because you can see Oki's chipped down quite a lot. He's
Yeah, I
down
know.
to 77k.
Yeah, it's Oki definitely did pick up that pot there with the
Okay,
ace
so
jack.
It must be just a glitch in the overlay.
Yeah.
Right.
15,000.
Hopefully we'll have that updated soon.
Fold.
Okay, Norki looking down at 6-5 suited.
15 to play.
38.
Raise 38.
Marco putting his chips to use again, 6-5 suited. One of my favorite suited connectors at the end of the day.
Oki opts to fold here.
Okay, de la bottom off.
Don't touch me, you fuck. You keep soft begging me to like walk you, and then you like.
You bet
And then you, and then
I
you,
flopped a set of
and
sevens.
then you Hollywood for
I
50
flopped a set
minutes
of-
before shoving.
I flopped a set of sevens and then you're
And
betting
like, don't
into me.
slow roll me, don't slow. When you said that,
There we go, guys. There are
But I know
the
my first
payouts for the day one. I mean, the
No,
day
I
2 opener.
I'm randomized and I hit the bar. That's what
That's what you said.
So when you bet, I said,
That's why I even said
First
next
place,
one, I was so upset I hit it.
169,070 rand. Second, 96,970 rand. And third, 60,970
I
rand.
had a full house as well.
670 rand, sorry.
With a full house. Unlikely I've got a 7, man. You've got to pay it off. It's impossible.
And 47 blinds, 10k,
Fact about it, you bet on
15k,
the flop.
with the 15k big blind ante.
You have to connect on the
Ante
top.
is starting to
So only
chunk
have
out
yes,
of their stacks.
What?
Fold 15,000 to play.
So you see,
Sugi in the cutoff with king 9 off. What's he gonna do here? Needs to think it through. Has a look at Jared Jardine to see how strong he is. Trying to pick up a live read. Ends up just folding it.
15 to play. Fold. So 15.
Oki in the small blind with 6-4 suited. Is he going to opt here? Oki very, very, very short. Would you shove here with 6-4 suited? Or would you just, no, he just limps in. Let's see what. Maybe 7-5 off in the big. He checks.
Call the floor. Go for it.
It's up to a flop.
I'd love you to call the floor right now. It looks like you're not serious. Jesus.
We
Ace.
have an 8
I'm
half.
allowed to sit right here and use my phone.
So ace half flop.
50.
Neither connect. Who wants the
15.
pot
Floor.
more here?
Sorry, 15.
Can I sit here and use my phone like
We
this?
do see
can't.
I'm off the table.
Wesley Blom saying that
Yeah, of course I
the
can.
action
No,
was
no,
check
he's
flop
getting
and then
information.
Rudy
What the guy
stabbed
had, just tell
Oki
him.
jab.
Tell him now.
Oki,
Yes.
Oki
Yeah.
jammed.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm allowed to sit right. I'm not at the table.
Because
So
now
then
he's
are
getting
the
information.
graphics correct that Orki
Yeah,
only
yeah.
has 47? Or now
I think
70?
the graphics.
How often am I at feature table? Like,
He's
it's
saying,
I think the
"Ah,
graphics
this
are
is
wrong,
great
but
day,
they should get fixed shortly.
like I'm upset as well. Like I'm in
I don't call, you call.
yeah, because you're being stupid and for some reason sick was a.
We have a bit of an argument going back to the quads hand versus
I
pose.
don't really give a fuck. But
He called floor, not me.
Marco
I just
clearly
say,
I'm
frustrated
like
that he
95%
lost a lot
sure
of
allowed
his
to sit there and
chips.
use my phone.
Still an overwhelming chip lead at the end of the day.
Lead is.
I guess
the
he needs
guys
to
who
just
get
put it
feature table.
behind
I'm
him at
sitting
the
back
end of the
there.
day.
No.
Yeah, if I'm sitting back. Yeah, thank you so much.
Hello,
Yeah.
you're not the boss.
He's bigger boss.
Let me see your boss.
Yeah. Wait, Dave. This is like a fuck. I can,
I want to speak to the head, the senior operations
I get fucking
manager.
angled and then the guy tells me I can't use my phone at the off the table. Dave,
Senior operations.
if I sit like this, can I use my phone? Yes, like this. Yes.
You know what,
thank
Dave?
you.
Because
Thank you so much.
he's finding out from the guys, what
not-
does this person have, and it's live information. But that's
Yeah,
fine. These guys-
15,000
Dave,
to play.
That's sick.
That's not what I'm doing. You can check my phone. But first of all, I'm allowed to do that if I would like.
And he's
to.
messaging his
Second
buddies. What would I do in this position? No.
Yeah, that's 100%. The shuffle up guys don't back here.
Oh, it's because of my jersey.
Yeah.
You racist.
I don't think that's how jerseys work. But
See a little bit of
15 to play.
banter here from Sugi and Marco.
You poker operator racist.
15 to play.
I don't call it floor. He called it floor on himself.
Five more.
fucking angles me in the biggest pot we play. And then he afterwards I'm sitting there about that. I'm gonna call four.
We have an angle accusation. These are quite serious in poker.
That's them. 1-1 now. Well, die potgevat ek hierdie vloer gewen.
What is that exactly for the viewers who don't
So
know?
basically, an angle is when you
Each
try like
person needs to
get your
at least one.
opponent to
You
make
take
a
one.
call
You take
when
one,
you
two,
show that
three.
you're
Hello,
weak.
listen to me.
And
You have an hand?
obviously, Sugi ended up having
You're allowed
cards.
to
It's
take
a
one
huge
step from here.
accusation.
Please.
I don't
One.
know if it's true,
Nathan, sorry,
but
sorry,
it could
try
just be
Nathan.
fuming from Marco's side.
Sorry.
Unsure about that though.
I think he was just speaking to one of his friends off camera. So
And here we have an open-ended straight draw for Rudy, and JP connects with the 6.
JP with middling pair.
Yep,
Still
does
ahead,
jam with that
75
pair
to
of 6s,
25.
and Rudy will fold his open-ender.
I love that jam.
Mm.
I really love it. JP showing aggression,
Let us see.
putting his chips to use.
I think today I'll get a pass.
Olympics.
No drinking at the table, sorry. I'll sit back.
Still a lot of chips.
remember, guys, get yourself down here to the SunBet Poker Tour. If you guys want more information, you can check out their socials, SunBet Poker Tour on Instagram and Facebook, and their
Okay,
website,
15,
which is
right.
sunbetpokertour.co.za.
15.
Also, guys, tomorrow is the start of one of our our biggest small events, the Little Slam. 5K buy-in. It's quite cheap, and the field is hopefully going to be quite big. So come take it down. We had a Little Slam warm-up, which did quite well. I think it was chopped 3 ways between Kevin Barron and Harold Brooks, I believe. I'm sure we'll see all of them in.
Fold. Fold. To rope. Got a 5.
Marco looking down at King 6, going to fold. And Jared Georgine just picking up the lines there.
As you can see, Marco's tight when someone raises, but before any action, he loves to take the aggressive line. Take the betting lead and become the aggressor, because it's very difficult to face bet at the end of the day.
Look. This guy's on his phone again.
Sugi unhappy that Marco's on his phone.
15 to play.
Looks like that hand definitely got to Marco over there. Still not looking happy from that.
Fold 15 to play.
Let's hope he just keeps his cool and like gets back into the zone. Because before that he was very much in the zone, crushing the table.
Yeah, my job. Job.
Call 15, option to raise.
Neg. Knight. Check.
Check.
So we're gonna look at a flop here.
Check.
25.
25.
Looks like Sugi is gonna lead out here.
The squeeze from the big blind. Marco going to call with his
Call
6-5
25.
off.
And it looks like Sugi and Marco are going back into another pot together.
Battling, let's hope like the quads versus boat antics don't continue here.
Check.
35.
35.
Sugi bets again.
Three diamonds out there now.
Show me yours. I'll show you mine.
You didn't say that.
Hi.
You didn't say that when I folded.
Hi.
You're gonna angle me again.
Hi.
You're gonna angle me again.
Hi.
Je hoorde vraag ook geen maar bij. Ik zei next one.
Bit of banter between the two.
Both.
Thank you.
That's good.
Jack Queen. Sugi showing a queen, likely good. With the diamond as backup.
Okay, blind space. 10, 15.
No way, it's you. You. Come on.
Alright guys, I think that's me. I might hop in later, but I'm gonna hop into the Mega Mall satellite right now to get my token so I get an add-on bonus.
One of the few guys I really
I'll
like.
see you guys there.
Hey, good
Awesome.
good
Cheers,
luck
John.
with that
Good luck with
satellite.
that.
We hope to see you
Awesome.
at the Mega Million later tonight. So
Yeah, hope to be there.
yeah, go play your hearts out.
Take my shot. Cheers guys.
Cheers.
Okay, it's a bit of a tricky situation there. It's a bit of a love-hate relationship.
So we're getting dealt in here.
Okay, 15,000 to play.
Oki looks down at King 7 under the gun.
He's still super short. He's just waiting for another hand.
15.
Take his jam and hopefully get caught and double up.
I've got two kings on the flop.
34.
Raise to 35.
Please find something. Please.
Give it to him.
Oh,
This
Jesus
vessel Jonathan
Christ.
was in the booth.
Jesus Christ.
Just left us now to
Yeah.
play the satellite
Okay, fold.
into the Mega Million, which is later tonight at 8 PM, guys. Definitely come check that out.
V Vera, just to answer your question, Sugi had quads and he used a few of his time banks to maybe get inside the head of Marco and let him know that he didn't have such a strong hand.
I didn't use it
Slow
in the
play
whole.
those quads a little bit, and
Yesterday.
also
Nothing, not
I think
even
Marco might be a little bit unhappy that he
said
did
so many things that said you
limp
had it.
in, and I think
Quads, right?
yeah,
Please,
Sugi
Jared.
just really
Please,
slow played
Jared.
that with his trips as well on the
Check.
flop.
45.
No, Jared, no. I was beating you. Swear. Swear I was beating you.
Sound like a child who's playing poker for the first
Marco,
Picks up another pot with a lot of pressure. Still using that stack to put pressure on these middle stacks.
Jack 8.
Very, very good play from him.
I know you. Queen 5. Please, Jared, it's your turn. One double stack. That's all I'm
Bit of banter between Marco and Sugi there.
It's insane. And I can't even put my earphones in.
Friendly
I can't
banter
even
there.
It has to be a ruling.
What's on his phone? Lucy. That's the banker.
as we
Just
see
to
the
make your
boys
offer.
tightening up a bit after that
Dealer,
quads
dealer.
hand.
Okay, 15 to play.
They still have deal or no deal, but now it's like a
JP
reality show, like,
15
challenges
fold.
and stuff.
folds around to Marco in the cutoff.
15,000
Looking down at
to
King
play.
Jack offsuit. Likely going to
Raise
open
to
here.
35.
Does indeed. It's to 2.3. So again, sitting on the button with ace 5 off. May just opt to fold. He does not really want to get involved with Marco, which he does.
Total of 35.
Jared also folding a small blind. Orky in the button, in the big blind with Queen 10 offsuit. What does he opt to do here? It is one of the best hands he's looked down at for, like in a while. And his stack is super short. He just calls.
Thank you, okay. Team okay. Just one purple stack, that's all.
Up comes ace, 7-5, rainbow. Definitely in Marco's favor with that ace out there. But that 5-7 is in Orky's range as well. We'll see how they play this.
40.
Marco
I should have been at ace 5. Jesus
has
Christ.
bet out there.
I swear, look at the
He's
thing.
gonna fold.
Look at the
As usual,
screen.
Marco just
Turn
applying
the
max
light
pressure with that stack.
I want to fucking tangle with you now a little bit. I know you're trying
Orky
to
being
get back at
super short. Of course, he's going to fold
and
out
with the hand
there.
that I'm going to play back against you, you're going to have something monster. I know, but I'm going to catch it. I just need to flop quad twos again.
Orky's stack just continuing to dwindle in his blinds. He's hoping to pick up a hand very soon.
Folks, just one purple stack.
Just needed
If each of us can take one purple stack, I'll be so happy. 5. Dented. Then it's dented.
Okay, 10, 15.
Then he's going to go on tilt.
Just see Rudy Fleischmann waking up with
Call 15.
King Queen on suit under the gun.
15 to play.
Just decides to limp in with that hand.
Fold.
So again, Singh folding that hand. Jared Jardine also might likely to fold it.
Total 15.
He
Call 15.
does call here with Queen 6 offsuit.
Raise.
He is completely dominated here by Rudy.
On top. 65.
Pocket 9s for JP LaRue in the big blind. And he jams.
That's 18 total.
Said 65 on top.
Yes, that's 18 total.
Okay.
You can put his 80 and then count the balance.
Call. Okay.
Looks like Rudy is calling.
Good luck, boys.
Yep.
See what the flop is here.
And
Oh!
no, that is his cards.
Oh, those are
I
his
also
cards.
thought for a second that was the flop.
So either way, we probably did it.
7-8-8. So 2 pair for JP. Still ahead.
Any diamond.
At 2 diamonds out there now, so Rudy does pick up some outs and diamonds.
No, I just breaks it so.
13 outs here.
He gets a 4. No help for Rudy. JP will double up here. Rudy's stack dropping a little bit down, 200,000.
That's why I told her. Take her to 80 and then...
It should be very close.
100, 150, 60, 70,
90, 96, how much?
80, 90,
Ja.
97.
198.
Okay, so he covers.
But look.
Just count it, count
I
it.
think it is, yeah.
50, 75, 80, 90.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just working out
197.
how much JP LaRue is going to get here.
Stiff, buddy, well played, man. Good luck, kids. What a good turn card
Thanks,
here.
sir.
Good luck, everyone.
And Dila Baremos.
Walking.
Nice hand, brother.
Thank you. Yes.
You can't. You've got 900k, it would be impossible.
Orky
Yeah,
with
and then
less
200.
than 1 big
Okay,
blind
guys.
in front of him at the moment.
10, 15. Yes, a small blind.
Very unfortunate for him. He has not been picking up many good hands.
Queen 8. My pinks.
Oh, that'll be sweet, eh? Oh, so did it.
Yeah, I think I would have.
Oops. Almost robbed you there, but that man team
No,
is
really? You would never do it.
Marco, may I have your big blind, please?
3 minutes thanks the break. Can I get pinkest one?
Still 15.
Sure. Thank you so much.
I must say this final table is definitely not disappointing.
Yeah,
Seen a
we've
lot
had
of
a lot
action.
of action here on this final table.
Some amazing hands.
See, hold on.
Marco playing very good poker, applying max pressure with his
Okay,
enormous
15,000
chip lead.
to play.
65, buddy. Hold on a second. I'm just doing this thing for you.
Is that committed?
30.
65, yeah.
Again, Singh looking down at Jack for one of the gun.
Sorry. Fold.
Can I get my 65, please?
Be blind.
30.
Yeah. 5,000.
Yep, Kiwi, I also saw that
I'll try him now. Give me my
looking at
30
that,
to die.
Okay.
but unfortunately, he doesn't, yeah, you're right, he does indeed, it is updated now. I was also looking at that, did see a few blues there which was confusing me, it could not have been 12,000. So Orki's trip count is actually 292,000 trips. The Orki not that short.
We've got the last 5 players here on the final table of the opener.
I think those blues were hidden under his stack, so I think that's why trip count was a bit off there. Sorry about that, guys.
Okay, blinds 10, 15.
So we see Marco putting his Harry Potter at the top of his very big chip stack.
Taking some pictures of that.
Okay, 15,000.
Is an awesome, awesome chip stack. And Jared Jardine looking at pocket 10s under the gun. He is our short stack, actually. See what he opts to do here. And he jams.
Jams.
I think it's 210.
Yeah.
Yes, 210. Fold.
Orki Faria is going to fold out of
210,
there.
how much more for me? 195.
Everyone folds through to Sugi. He's also going to fold there.
Fold.
Unfortunately, no action for Jared Jardine with his pocket 10s. So he's just going to pick up the blinds,
Okay,
even
blinds
though,
10, 15.
yeah, just picks up the blinds there.
Might be the last sign before the break.
Wait, don't break a stack. Are we chipping up the singer? This looks a bit intimidating. That's one. I'm sitting in Egypt with the pyramids of Giza.
Yeah, getting dealt in, yeah. Orki Faria looks down at Jack 8 under the gun. He's going to fold.
Fold 15 to play.
JP LaRue in the cutoff, looking down at
Okay,
pocket
raise.
6s.
Said 30.
I said 35.
Raise it up to
Oh, sorry.
See? He heard me.
just a little bit more than 2 bigs. Gonna fold to Sugen Singh in the small blind, who wakes up with Ace King suited.
Raise.
And he re-raises JP. Maybe we have some action here. Now what will
Raise to 125.
Jared do in the big?
Wonder if you call
Just
it,
folds it, and
go
JP also folds his pocket 6s.
Yeah, you definitely.
And Sugen shows us his Ace King suited, and he's just gonna pick up that little pot there.
Close to folding.
So it looks like
Yo.
they are just going to quickly colour up here.
So we're off to maybe a 10-minute break here for the final table.
Because he uses 4 time banks. So he uses 4 time banks. And then he goes
Another
one
trade.
style, the other style.
Another trade.
No, I don't fold. I did like a randomize. And I think he's
Remember to come check out the SunBet Poker Tour here at Carnival City. It's really an amazing time and an amazing vibe here.
Definitely do that, guys. And going on behind us, we still have the satellite going on for the Mega Million. I believe Late Rate is still available, guys.
No, 5 left.
So
5 left.
definitely come down and check out the satellite. It is a 1,500 Rand buy-in, and you can possibly win a seat into the 25,000 Rand buy-in tournament. That is the Mega Million with a 1 million Rand guarantee. And that is beginning later today at 8 p.m, guys. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Now. Yeah. I'll go 12.
Yeah.
Cool.
7, yeah.
Good. Where's that? Good. Good. Yeah. Is it? Crazy. Though.
Yeah, you can take everything away. No, 925, yeah? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 25. There's 315, eh? 415. Sugar thing. 415, I get 415.
Yeah. Okay, my dear. Definitely not mosebetsi gona no. Taba ya go tshwantse o ise go godimo and then o kgutlise. O ise and then o kgutlise. At some stage I ended up not doing bending my card. Because I'm concentrating but I have to move them down and up. Gore a etse.
That
I ended up not bending a card because of that. Bagay ba son sidlo tse tsa ba.
Continue.
Maybe no TV table for me. Why? What? And I have to remember
Take later. But
yeah, when you got the certificate.
Manila.
Anyone can make mistakes. That's why kids to run up. I know. Show me, I'm struggling with this one, Claire, especially with the ear thing. This one. To put this ear thing. Oh, I struggle.
Put it in.
Like this.
Yeah, you gotta put it over the ear.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta slide it in like that.
Sharp my baby. Every time I struggle, I don't know why. Is it the volume is okay?
Yeah, the
yesterday, yesterday, I couldn't hear Tapelo. The volume is down.
Full volume, you should be able to hear it perfectly.
Hang. Okay. Ke a utlwa, darling. Ke sharp wena. Ke a utlwa no.
Yeah? Rako kae? Ke kae ko? Eh, e ntshwere shapo tšhomi. Khona ke utlwa no o clear. O ntsa njwetsa Thandi o ntsa njwetsa wa nkutlwa wena? O nkutlwa clear? Sharp. Okay. Good. Yeah, yo, we have to fight. We have to fight, Marcus. Hi, JJ.
I'll fight them.
Hello. Hello, how are you?
Shots again. Go, go. Clients.
Grinding out, Jaya. Grinding. Change.
No coaching. No coaching between the shot up guys. Sorry? Take his advice.
What's that?
Which in checking? Yes, I did.
Dave. You should also work. I just want to use this table, but it's
His wife had a baby.
How disappear? Yeah.
I was gonna say he had a baby, but then you said, "Fuck, I knew it." There was something in his stomach. It's getting a bit of FOMO.
There we see the payouts, guys. First, 169,070. Second, 96,970. Third, 60,670 rand.
That's the arrangement.
That's the arrangement.
So everyone's just coming back to the table after this little break that we had. I think they just colored them up a bit with the chips.
No, Jesus is part of it. He must go only. And
So we'll see what happens here at the feature table of the SunBet Poker Tour 2025.
Did you say make it walk?
Remember to go and look at the socials, follow on the socials to stay up to date.
He wants one. Kings.
Flop
King.
King.
Oh, yeah.
Flop King, River King.
So we've got a lot of
Flop King, River
walking
8.
here on the table.
Make it painful.
So JP LaRue looks at 9-3 suited under the gun. It's going to fold that. Marco looks down at King Queen suited.
This is our chip leader. And cut off. See what he opts to do here. Raises it up to 21 big blinds. Rather large size. It's going to probably fold around. The big blind breaks. Queen 8 is obviously going into the bin. Marco will just pick up the blinds there. Blinds have gone up to 10,000, 20,000. We have huge blinds here now. We've got Jared sitting at 10.5 bigs. Orky at around 12. JP at around 20. Sugen also at around 20. And Marco just way ahead. Around 50. Marco under the gun with ace-10 off. What does he opt to do in this position? Taking his time, thinking about his next move here.
45.
Raises it up
Raise
to
45,000, up to 45.
2.1. bigs. 0.3. So again with king jack off in the cutoff.
Could we see a call here from Sigen?
Not so sure if he wants to go up against Marco though, raising under the gun with king jack, but it is very possible. Saw his hand go a little bit towards his chips. He's looking down at them, and no, he does decide to fold that king jack.
45 to play.
Raising under the gun, very, very strong. However, Marco is chip leader, so he does have a bit of a wider range. Now, JP Leroux in the big blind with ace-4 of clubs. And he jams. Marco, ace-10 off. What is he up to do here? I don't think he will play this.
Fold.
Decides to fold his ace-10. So JP does steal that with an ace-4 suited. A big raise from JP in the big blind. Was not scared of putting his chips in the middle there.
Ver achter is ek. Bietjie, net een bietjie.
It's Jack.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, we have Aiden Jacobs joining us in the booth. He was on the final 7, I believe it was. He did.
If you guys remember, Stone Cold,
Yeah,
Stone Cold bubble.
Unfortunately, he bubbled flight 1 of the opener, but we saw some amazing poker come from him. So let's hear a bit about that.
I mean, to be honest, we were running pretty cold on the feature table, me and Jonathan Hyman both. And towards the end, I mean, just blinding down, got a pretty sick spot, and got it in Domination Nation.
3,000.
We got it in Domination Nation, and we just didn't hold. So that's the end of the story. Pretty
Yep.
sick, but what can you do?
Yeah. Very, very unfortunate your hand was. Blocking each other's open-ended straight draws, and he did somehow hit the 10 to take you out. Can't help it though, that is poker, it happens sometimes.
Yeah, but it's nice seeing Marco over here with the amazing chip lead, just dominating this table.
He is indeed.
He
Sure, he
really,
hopes
really
he
is.
carries on going this way, and it very likely will with how we've seen him be playing. Showing a lot of experience with the chip lead. Applying max pressure to all of these stacks shorter than him.
Let's see if we can get any action on this hand.
Let's hope so. There was none on the last one.
3,000 to play.
Jared under the gun with 3-2 of spades. Just going to throw that in, of course.
Monkey Free is also going to fold here.
Holds around to Marco in the small blind with queen 6 off.
So when we're going to look at the button and small blind ranges, especially with JP, he's going to be having to play super tight, even though he has a big stack, because he has to worry about Marco playing back at him, especially in these ICM situations, since Marco can put so much pressure on his tournament life. And now with Marco covering Sugi in the big blind, it's pretty difficult for Sugi to play back at him if Marco decides to raise this combo.
We did see
or jam this
JP.
combo.
Yeah, wow,
How
jam.
deep is Sugi here?
Huh? Yes, you can.
Sugi is about, what, 14 big blinds deep?
He is indeed.
You should call that a very good call.
No, he's, yeah, with that blind, he does drop
It
to
might
about,
actually be BT, you know.
say,
What's it, 10, 20,
6-5,
10, 20K? That was an 18 big blind jam. That was a very
indeed.
big, very big all in.
Can't I pick up something anywhere?
We did see JP steal a bit of a pot from Marco earlier. Marco raised under the gun with ace-10 off, and JP jammed in the big blind with ace-4 suited. That was quite a bold move, I'd say.
Yeah, so in these ICM spots, we really don't see a lot of 3-bet bluffing. And when we do see bluffing, it typically comes from these suited ace-x wheels. I can make this straight that block the top of our opponent's range, and when called, we do have a decent amount of equity, even when dominated by hands like ace-10, ace-jack. And we do benefit from folding out the better hands like ace-8 off, ace-9 off, ace-10 off. So those work as really, really good 3-bet bluffs. And, you know, when called by ace-king, we can still hit the straight, hit a 4, hit a flush. So they work really well as bluffs.
Orky jamming king 10 off under the gun.
Do not want to pick up a hand.
Now,
Not
Fold
jamming
around
at
to
this stage,
Jared.
Oki and Jared are pretty close. This is
Yeah.
a pretty risky and bold move.
Jared in the big blind,
considering
yeah,
Oki still has
fold.
12 big blinds, trying to get pay jumps.
Ace
And
good.
being equal with Jared, they actually have a lot of ICM implications because they don't want to bust before the other one busts.
Now it's your
Very
big blind,
bold
I'm gonna
move,
do
but
the
it's a
exact
nice
same.
hand to do it with because we do block the King X, block the top of our opponent's range. So we like to see it. Oki's chipping up.
Dude.
He's alive. Yeah, he's even under 10.
Jared falling pretty short there at 170,000 chips.
Even to 10. Yeah. That might have been for birdie, but
At around 8 to 9 bigs there.
Half bigs, yeah.
fuck, it's my picks that I was
At this stage, when Oki has taken this lead over Jared, Jared is going to be incentivized to be getting involved a lot more when playing back at the big stacks now because he is the most at risk of busting. And there's no one else that is even close to busting at this stage.
Yeah.
See, Sheffield misses putts like that, and you're like, how's he number one?
She's going with 10-9 off on the button. Raises it up to 2 big blinds here.
So we'll see the button range now.
Yeah.
Can definitely widen up a little bit because you can put Jared and Oki into a tough spot for their tournament life.
So
but there's also a big collision effect when Sugi opens hands that are blocking the middle of the opponent's range. They unblock all the jams, so we get this thing called the collision effect where these short stacks can jam on us and we're forced to fold. Even if it's a nice hand like 10-9 suited, Queen Jack suited, we just have to fold to try and chip up and get the short stacks to bust, especially as a middling stack like Sugi is.
Does call here with his ace-5 off in the big blind. I should defend it.
I'm not going to bet you.
Offshore flop heads up and it comes ace-4-4. Orky does flop 2 pair and there are spades out there. Orky the only one with spades in his hand. And it's just the 5 of spades.
In spots like this, Orky is really not incentivized to 3-bet pre-flop just because he wants to outlast Jared to get that pay jump. These ace-X offsuits work pretty well, again with the blocker effect. And we do like to see Sugi continue on a board with the ace highs because Orky should be jamming some of his ace highs pre-flop.
There's the jack, so Sugan is now dead. See how they play out the rest of this hand.
Check.
Sugan also checks. There is another ace. So Orky does full up. Aces full of fours.
Yeah, this is a very interesting spot because I think it's a card that Sugi's going to give up on a lot because he's not going to get Orky to fold a 4. He's not going to get Orky to fold the ace. There are some missed flush draws, some queen high, jack highs, or jack highs a pair, but queen highs and king highs that might want to fold on this river. So we'll see how Sugi continues with the 10 high.
Not for me. Because it forfeits your decisions. It forfeits his pair. I check.
Sugan also checks. I think he spoke Orky into checking that there.
So lucky, okay.
Bit of banter here on the table.
Yeah, but this looks like a pretty good spot to give up on. Don't know if Orky wants to be folding any of his range that he's calling on the flop besides these missed flush draws. And even the missed flush draws, I mean, queen high, king high. It's pretty nice to hero call them on this river when Sugi checks back the turn.
Come on.
So a nice little pick up there for Orky, and Jared is just falling a bit further behind his teammate, his opponents there. He is the champion of the past series. Unfortunately, not running too well at the moment.
The dream flop. The 10 was actually the best.
120.
Just waiting for some hands. I think he can just jam there and say, hey.
2020.
He's a double up.
Shot 20.
Unless that ace jack, then you have to.
Yeah, almost thought maybe at the end.
20,000.
Marco under the gun, looking down at ace jack offsuit.
45.
Raise it up
Raise
to
to 45,000. Up to 45.
2 bigs, 2.3.
We love seeing this open by Marco, and we would love to see him open a bit of a wider range,
Yeah.
containing these ace-X suiteds, these king-X suiteds. A bit of a wider range just because he's chip leader, not overall his range, but we want to open things that block the opponent's continuing range, things that block the opponent's jamming on us, so that we can just continue to steal and continue to put pressure on these weak ranges pre-flop.
Ace jack.
As he does there, just takes out the blinds.
Button move. The button move.
Yeah, big blind is there.
Marco is significantly leading this feature table.
Something Rodriguez.
He's been playing really smartly here, just keeping the pressure on all players.
He was American. He was making music in America.
Really abusing that stack.
And then one of his his discs got to South Africa. And it went crazy. Like it got on the radio. Like everyone went mad for it. But he never knew because his record label didn't tell him. They were making all the money and they just weren't giving him any. And then someone went to go find him because they thought he was dead. But then they found him and they brought him here and they did like a big show in like the night. It's a very interesting documentary. It's like
I think they found him as a carpenter or something.
yeah, he was doing like I think he was doing like bar work or carpenter or something like that. But it was very interesting. Like he was he was a huge hit. Like it was one of the biggest hits ever. And they brought him here and he did like a very nice show. But like his record label was
Again, under the gun, looking down at ace queen. What would you do in this situation if you were again?
This hand, looking down at this hand, it's a premium.
Yeah.
I don't think we want to play any jams with 15 big blinds, especially with smaller stacks behind.
He does jam.
Oh, we see the
which
jam.
is ace queen off.
Now, jams with this hand, typically in a chip EV setup, are very, very nice. We block the opponent's top of range. We can fold out hands that have tons of equity, like King Jack.
And Marco looking down at ace king
he
offsuit
runs into
in
it.
the big blind.
Runs into it.
Oh, this is a rough one.
See, this is the type of spot we want to avoid as the
This is
middling stack.
indeed.
Because now Sugi's life is at risk, and Jared and Oki are both equal or shorter than he is.
Very, very unlucky
Tough
for
spot.
Sigen here.
Very tough spot.
Gonna be hoping for a queen or hearts out there maybe. We do see a queen.
Wow.
I don't think
look at
Marco.
that reaction.
Oh no.
Not a diamond. Pay the board. Oh, no, please. Come on.
Diamonds.
Pay the
Diamonds
board,
are there for Marco
please.
now.
Big of you.
Come on! And he.
And that is the straight
Straight.
for Marco.
Wow.
Crazy. Hits
Wow.
the gut shot. That is insane. Goes runner straight.
That is very,
Wow.
very rough spot for Sigen Singh. Runner straight for the ace king will knock out Sigen Singh's ace queen. That is
what a sick fucking
very rough one.
And importantly, Marco continues to take a bigger and bigger chip lead.
Does indeed. We are up to a very, very dominating 1.3 million.
Hey, buddy.
I lost that, I would have left.
Marco very happy that he could make back the loss of chips I think he got from that quad full house situation. Very, very well played Marco has this entire tournament.
Well, we've also seen Sugi play really well, so
Indeed.
sad to see him go out.
And I know we will see more of him throughout these 10, 11 days of poker.
Most definitely.
I definitely expect a lot from Sugi. He's going to put up some numbers. He always puts up numbers, always with some trophies. He's a good candidate to put your money on.
We're still very, very early into the SunBet Poker Tour, so if you guys are keen on coming through, checking it out here at Carnival City, and if you want more information on what's going on in the tournaments, go to
So as we could see there, sorry, Sugen is leaving with 31,000 in his pocket. So that is not a bad result for him, although I'm sure he did want to win this one.
Especially after those quads.
Yep.
Pokerpryse as jy meer soos as half van die chips het en jy maak 'n deal, en jy meer kry as eerste plek.
Raise 55.
9 suited for JP LaRue on the button, and he raises it up to 2.8. Marco with ace-8 off in the small blind. And he jams.
Yeah, so this is exactly what we were talking about. This is the spot
Yeah,
where
price
JP
max
has to
pressure.
tighten his range, but 10
Yeah.
unsuited is just too good to not open. And Marco taking any ace here, he can jam on JP relentlessly. JP
definitely,
can't
yeah.
call off because Jared is so short.
Exactly.
He needs to survive until Jared busts so he can collect that pay jump.
Okay, and
Makes
JP
it so tough. He
will
can
be waiting,
jam
for-
with these garbage hands, these
Yeah.
garbage ace-x hands.
Jared is down to a measly 6 big blinds there.
Extra R20,000 julle. Moenie dit julle affekteer nie though.
Okay, Kiwi, enjoy that almond hot chocolate of yours.
If you just keep folding up to like one big blind. No. If you keep folding to like one big blind, then ja, Chinese miljoene.
Malacca.
Malacca. What does that mean? Is that seen it before? Sorry?
Malacca means shit.
Oh, in what?
Greek.
No, take this chair out. It was doing a lot of work though. That has to get picked up.
Surely. Jared, say
Bit of
something.
banter there.
Oh, I will for us colored guys.
JP LaRue does.
Did you see that, Dave?
JP calls with his 9-8 suited under the gun.
I'm not even joking.
Yeah, so naturally, as we see the hands get shorter, we're only four-handed here. We do see the ranges widen up a little bit. Normally, we wouldn't want to open 9-8 suited under the gun on a 9-handed or 8-handed table in ICM implications. So when he's four-handed here, he's basically playing the hijack, so it's an easy open.
See two hearts out there. The flop comes ace, queen, 5. Orky does have the flush draw. And Jared and JP completely missed this board.
Yeah, this is very tough for Jared to continue and win the spot. He is sitting here with 5 big blinds if he doesn't find a way to pick the spot up. And it doesn't look like he has any option but to bluff if he wants to steal the spot.
Orky is going to bet into him, so now Jared is put in a bit of a tough spot here. And usually 10 high is not enough, I'd say.
No, not enough, even though he is winning at this point.
Exactly.
There's not a lot he can do with the 10 high.
Yeah,
it's not like he can suddenly turn it into a bluff.
Exactly.
When Orky has all the queen X, some ace X.
But he actually had 7 deuce, the best hand.
Yeah, the 7 deuce the best hand. He had the hard redraw, but I mean, Jared was winning. What can he do? Tough spot.
Yeah.
Especially with little chips. Very easy for the other players to put pressure on him.
Yeah.
I think my sound's off.
So far,
here we see Sugi, guys.
Day, had a bit of a slow start on the day 1A. I decided to jump into day 1B, give it another shot, and then I managed to build a stack, and then fantastic run. I mean, I made it all the way to the final table, bust in 5th with a sick cooler, but I'm quite happy with the performance. So I would be playing essentially most of the events. Obviously, I'll have a look at the numbers, but it seems like guys will be coming in, and you definitely see me for quite a number of the other series. Yeah. Good start. The only trophy I don't have is a high roller. Everything else I've got, so that's one. But I actually want the main event. That trophy is fantastic, so that'll look nice. Sweet, excellent. Look forward to the rest of the tournament. Cheers.
So as we heard there, we will be seeing more of Sugen Singh throughout this tournament. We have a ton of options for him to play in. And like he said, I think he is out for blood in that main event, guys. So definitely keep an eye out for him, our 5th place finisher of the Open.
Well, what's the leaders at?
Now we are down to 4 players, so everyone has 100% getting at least a minimum of 41,000. I'm sure Jared is actually very, very happy with Sugen busting out there, as he was super, super short.
Yeah, I mean, that was the dream spot for Jared, because he's so short, it's going to be so difficult for him to climb out the hole. His ICM went up a lot just because one of the middling stacks died. So him collecting a free pay jump, he's trying to squeak his way to another pay jump. We'll see if he can try and spin a stack.
15.
Up to 50.
Ek het nog eers 1 gebruik, ek het nog al 9.
So Orky does open on the button to 2.5 bigs. Marco's in the big blind with a7 off. What does he opt to do here? Does make the call, so we are heads up to a flop.
I never know if he's telling me the truth or not. The problem is he tells me the truth. He just doesn't fire.
Flop comes ace, jack, 7, so 2 pair for Marco. What does he do in this situation? He goes check, check, and we're off to a turn.
So we see the 6 of heart come out on
Yeah,
the
interesting.
turn.
Marco not playing back with the A7 pre-flop, just decides to flat. And essentially has the nuts when it goes check, check, check,
Yeah.
check.
Checks through. I
So
don't think if he bets here, yeah, you're expecting a fold from Oki there. He looked very, very weak.
yeah, definitely. And I think Oki, a lot of his junk hands should be at least stabbing on the flop or stabbing on the turn for a small sizing. So when he checks back twice, I expect a lot of showdown hands. And Marco did go a middling size there on the river to get value from those hands, and it looks like Oki just was not having, it. Trying to show down his hand, not paying another blind to get it to showdown.
Okay, it's 80, boys. 275, 360.
It's Marco still chip leading here.
Quite a ginormous chip lead now at 1.5 million and second place at 375,000. Not even a third of his chips. This is a huge lead.
Yeah.
20,000 playing.
Yeah, so Marco can put an
Shape.
immense amount of pressure on Oki in this chip distribution because Oki needs to try and outlast JP and Jared.
JP does wake up with pocket queens on the button.
That is a premium. Looking down at a 13 big blind stack.
Raises it up.
55.
2.3, 2.8 bigs there. Marco folds out his 10-6. Jared A6 fold. So JP will just pick up the blinds there. Oh wait, he jams, sorry. Jared Jardine jams on the big blind with A6 off against JP LaRue's pocket queens.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty standard seeing this A6. He only had 4 big blinds. I mean, there's not much you can do with a short stack like that.
I thought I saw the fold
and
go
it's so
through.
sick he runs into QQ.
There's a Jack 10. No help for Jared there.
Jared is looking for the running straight or an ace, or he is out of the tournament.
And he is very likely drawing dead here. Just
3 outs, 1 time. Jinx.
And there it is. Unfortunately, we are losing our defending champion, Jared Jardine. But he did very, very well, reaching 4th place there, I must say. So he does leave here with 41,000 Rand. Not a bad stack of cash.
I mean, considering he was the short stack this whole final table when I sat down, it was pretty nice seeing him ladder up twice.
Yep.
While the covering stacks, were busting. So he did squeak his way into 2 pay jumps, and for a short stack, that is almost as good as you can ask for.
Now we're heading into the final 3 players here on the final table at SunBet Poker Tour 2025. Remember to follow the socials, guys. Stay up to date with what's going on here.
Yeah, so, I mean, in this 3-handed situation now where we're playing about 20 bigs effective, Marco is just going to be jamming relentlessly, especially because JP and Oki are pretty much tied for second in chips. They just can't get in there. They can't battle as much because that jump from 3rd to 2nd is huge.
And I think we've got an interview from the defending champion coming up here soon.
Thank you. Yeah, final table was tough. Of course, I got Marco to my right, who's got a massive chip stack and lead and putting pressure on the guys as usual. But picked up a few early, couple of double ups, and then went a bit card dead. So, is what it is.
Did you have any option knowing that you were the reigning champion?
No, did come to mind, but it would have been nice to have back-to-back. But either way, good run again and 4th place finish. Happy with that. Pretty much everything. I'm looking forward to playing most of the events for the series. So yeah, you'll see me here for the next week.
We look forward to seeing you on many more final tables. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
As we heard there, that is not the last we're going to see of Jared Jardine, a very, very, very strong player. So guys, definitely keep your eyes out for him the rest of the week. So now as we see, he does leave with 41,000, and these last 3 players have wrapped up 60,000 Rand min cash.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice seeing that Jared got a nice score in this first event. Just coming back from the APT, he also had some nice scores that side. We're always rooting for him. Very nice guy and a very, very good player.
So we are looking back over at the feature table.
Looks like
Alright, that is big blood, huh? Yeah. The date's small. Alright, man.
Well done, boys.
Ja, baie goed. Baie goed.
Ja.
So we're down to the last 3 players here. Orky and JP sitting at around a similar
for me?
size,
It's for the
and then
deal, and
Marco
that
just
one.
way in the lead.
No, I mean, Marco is just in a dominating position,
Yeah.
and we expect a lot of aggressive plays from him. Let's see if Orky or JP can crawl out of this disgusting chip lead position.
Be very, very difficult. He's around 5 times their stack size here.
Ja.
1, 2, plus daai. Goed voor Marco.
Twee small.
Huh?
And it's great seeing that Orky actually made the final 3. He was running really bad in
Oh,
the
come on,
day 1A
Cats,
flight,
what's wrong with you?
and after bubbling the feature or the final table for day 1A, he hopped into the day 1B and he ran up a stack. So it's nice seeing him making it to this 3rd position.
Indeed. He played amazing in Flight 2.
En allemaal op jou keis hoor.
I'm sure he is very happy with the result he's gotten so far.
20.
Marco looks down at 7 deuce.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about wide ranges, but maybe not as wide as 7 deuce in this 3-handed scenario.
Eerste groot cash, ja. Vijfde tournament.
Alright. Big blind.
So we see the final 3 players here, and that lovely openers trophy there in the back.
So guys, remind me again, what is this jump that they're playing for now? They have 60,000 Rand locked up.
Yep, and second place is 96,000 Rand. So it is a 36,000 Rand pay jump.
Yeah, this is a really tough spot for JP and Orky playing for this 36,000 Rand. Really have to make the right moves, not try and get it in behind.
Indeed. Orky in the small blind with 10 unsuited and he calls. So we're going 2 ways to a flop.
And we can see that Marco is getting out of line now with this 4 deuce suited. He knows that Orky and JP have to play super tight, and they're going to be overfolding flops, overfolding pre-flop. He's going to take full advantage of that with 4 deuce suited.
And Marco applying pressure with that king on the board. So Orky's just folding here. Very, very well played by Marco there.
It's a very good read of the situation by Marco, and a good adjustment that he's making to his pre-flop ranges.
Yeah. Just carries on stacking up that chip stack, man.
Ja, dit is mooi geweest. Er was baie short stacks geweest. Nou, net lekker sit en wag. Ja.
Blinds in place.
Hardloop op 'n bietjie min slaap hoor.
Ja.
Ek vroeg klaar gemaak.
So we're waiting to be dealt in here.
Ja, nou by. Maar toe
10,000.
My barbecue, nee, my barbecue was moeilik. Dit is my vrou moeg. Toe moes ek van hier af
Yes,
barbecue
blind.
kyk.
Orky looks down at King Jack on the button.
Nee, nou gaan sy my dalk gaan sy my nou uitlos dat ek kan speel.
Put in your small blind.
Orky jams on the button.
Jams.
Wow, this is a very, very
All in for
aggressive jam.
330,000.
Marco with pocket twos, he does call.
He calls with
Marco's-
pocket twos.
Yeah, Marco cannot fold a pair in this situation. He's got to get these knockouts. He's got to play super
It's a
aggressive.
flip situation. Let's
And
see.
King Jack off's pretty nice hand to jam with. Double blockers. Can fold out a lot of equity. And that's a big flip for Orky's
Tournament life on the
life.
line, and the flop comes 3, 4, 5. Opening a straight
Ended
draw for
straight
Marco
draw.
to help that pair.
Orky is still looking for a king or
Still
jack here on the
nothing.
river.
No more outs for Orky.
And
That's
sadly,
Orky.
that is Oki out of the tournament.
Played very, very, very well there.
And I'm sure JP is loving this, collecting this 36,000 Rand pay jump.
Yeah.
With no variance, doesn't have to put any chips in the middle. And now we're going to have a very difficult heads-up match for JP to try and win.
Marco will definitely... So
we see the final two here.
1,000 Rand in his pocket. That is quite a nice amount of money for this 8,000 Rand buy-in tournament. I'm sure he's very happy with that after busting out of day one. Hey, as you said.
No, definitely. It's sad to see that so much money is on the line in these 50-50 scenarios, but Marco can't be folding when he has so many chips at his disposal.
You and the big blind,
70,000 Rand pay jump.
But you a big blind, take the button. Big blind, small blind.
Here we go, getting ready for heads up play, and they are playing for 70,000 Rand.
Yep. Does look like we are going to be getting an interview here.
Yeah, it's nice to cash in the first tournament of the series, so you get some momentum and some money for the rest. I'm definitely playing the 25 tonight later. I have a seat for that already, so I'll play the 25, I'll play the 40K and the main, and then definitely maybe the high roller. We'll see what happens. Yeah, thank you for you. Everything is nice. Thank you for SunBet and Monster Jam.
So as we heard from Oki, we will be seeing more of him later today. So definitely keep an eye out for that at the Mega Million starting at 8 today.
Big blind, Chocobet. All in.
Hulle maar almal net by mekaar sit. Dit lyk my jy gaan met druk vir dit.
Big blind.
So we're just waiting to get dealt in here at the final two at the final table. Wow.
Yes, sir.
They're fighting for that 70,000 Rand pay jump.
And Marco is relentless. He looks down at his phone, then he looks down at the cards, and he goes all in, maybe putting immense pressure on JP. And these ICM situations are very interesting when you're heads up, because I mean, it being JP's first final table, him being heads up, I mean, this is a very major spot, a very big pay jump of 70,000 Rand. And heads up is a very different game to full ring poker. There's a lot of adjustments to be made, so I'm sure JP is trying to focus on making the best decisions possible.
He must be very, very nervous. But wow, I must say, he has been playing amazingly at his first final table.
Yeah.
I mean, second place, that is not a bad result if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree. I think JP's been playing very well. He's been making good ICM adjustments, playing tight, playing snug, and outlasting the shorter stacks and the covering stacks to get to second place without really risking his tournament life.
Yeah.
Jy weet, ek en jy was tripleader en ek was tweede gewees. Inkom. Ja. Ek het gaan slaap en gedink ek was tripleader toe ek wakker word dat jy fucking dubbel my.
Yeah, so we get two different types of heads up. So online, we get online ante, where each player antes about 0.01 of a big blind. But in live poker, we do have the big blind ante, where we ante a full big blind. Now, when there's a full big blind in the pot to win, we see the ranges widen a lot. We want to play super aggressive to try and steal this big blind in the middle, especially when we're so short, like JP is here with his 16 big blinds. We're going to see a lot of limping from the button, and we're going to see a lot of raising first in. So we're going to have a very, how can I say, a strategy that splits our range. We're going to have jams, we're going to have limps, and we're going to have range raises. which we have to balance with strong and weak hands in both situations. So, for example, we love to min-click the top of our range. So we'll min-click aces, kings, queens, ace-king suited, ace-queen suited. We love to go all in with our ace-king off, our ace-queen off, our ace-jack off, just because they don't have as much playability. And we love to limp the bottom of our ranges. We love to limp like these queen 4 off, queen 5 off, 4 6 off. These things that are borderline that can't really min-click and continue in a bigger pot. We also have a lot of limping from our suited hands, our king 5 suited, king 4 suited, king 3 suited. A very, very different strategy to when we are playing full ring poker.
Of course, we're going to see Marco pressing max pressure on JP. JP's stack is tiny compared to Marco's. So we're going to see a lot of aggression from him.
Yeah, so JP really needs to try and find spots where he can steal this big blind ante, where he can take the aggressive route. Like this queen 4 offsuit, it has a good blocker. It's a pretty good hand to use as a min-click bluff where we min-raise to try and generate folds from dominating hands, and we have a pretty good blocker. And the 4 unblocks our opponent's auto-fold range, because they shouldn't be defending these 4x hands, like 4 deuce off, 4 3 off, 4 2 suited, these kind of hands.
Ek dink hy het 800 gebruik vir ene. Ja.
JP does decide to let it go, and it is a very marginal spot. I don't blame him for letting that queen 4 off go. Trying to look for some stronger hands, trying to chip up, maybe get it all in pre-flop just to get that more playability post against Marco, because Marco is relentless with his jams.
I mean, Marco is just in such a good position here with such a big stack. His blinds are massive, so it's really going to take a toll on JP Leroux.
Yeah, mistake me, but Marco here is sitting 95 big blinds deep, where JP only has 16.
Yeah.
So
Indeed.
this is a very, very tough spot for JP to get out of. Let's see if he can pick anything up, if he can find any spots now.
Yeah, we look at
There we go.
Ace-Jack suited.
Talking about a spot.
JP Leroux in the big blind.
Cool.
All in and call.
Oh my word, Marco jams
Marco,
into him,
wow.
and JP has Ace-Jack suited. Very, very unfortunate for Marco.
This is not even a spot that JP wants to be in.
And
When
we
he
see
sees
Marco
2
placing
live
his
cards.
lucky Lego man there.
So JP needs to fade the 10 or the 5.
4 2 5.
Oh.
Marco connects top pair on this board.
JP's still a favorite, 2 overs and a flush draw.
There's a queen.
Queen of spades
Still
is
waiting
no
for
help.
those hearts.
Now Marco is the 60% favorite. He
And
needs to
threes
dodge
for
ace
straight.
jack of hearts, and he
Oh.
fades it.
And Marco Nortka is the day 1 opener champion. JP Leroux falling out at second with 96,000 rand. Very well played to him. But Marco absolutely dominated this tournament, I must say.
Very well played from JP, especially for his first final table. But
so we will be looking at the interviews for these final 2 players coming up now, guys.
Ek weet nie, ek's bietjie moeg. Ek kan.
So, Marco is going to take quite a big...
170,000 rand, 169 to be exact. That is an awesome cash. Okay, here from JP Leroux now.
It was an interesting final table. I mean, been up against guys like these. It's my first time on a final table, so it's, yeah, I've enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll be back again to play again.
Are you going to be playing anything else in the series?
Yes, I've got a main event seat, and I've got a bit of credit, so I might be playing a few more tournaments.
Well, we look forward to seeing you at the final table again.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
yeah, it's very nice to see that JP is going to be continuing in the series. And now we hear from Marco.
How are you doing? Thanks, guys. It's actually only my second trophy at MGPT. Usually we make deals and we just sell them off. I ran out. You'll see, I ran insanely well. I lost one big hand to Sugan and we had quads and I had a boat. But otherwise, it couldn't have gone smoother. I'm just a bit annoyed because I got this from the girl I'm seeing now, and I'm never going to be able to take the shirt or the stupid Lego. Because normally it's the elephant, and now the elephant got substituted out.
You came
Yeah.
So you had an insane run yesterday. Was it hitting the deck, or did you think it was just great play?
No, yesterday, I think I was hitting the deck today. Yesterday I was playing really well. When you get onto the bubble, like people just overfold. I did run well as well. Like I won a big hand with ace jack suited versus jacks, but I would have still had enough left. But yeah, I ran very well today. I think I played very well yesterday, and I chose my spots today as well. I think.
What else are you going to be playing?
Oh, anything that let me. Hopefully, I'll play the mega tonight. I'll go take a nap now. I didn't sleep well, but then I'll come back for that, and everything else in the series which should be good.
Okay, amazing. Well, congratulations, well done, and we look forward to seeing you again on many other final tables.
Cheers, guys. Have a nice.
And guys, there we see our opener champion, Marco Nortke, leaving here with the beautiful trophy and the 169,000 Rand. Spectacularly played by him, I must say. He played an awesome tournament.
Yeah, huge score. And hearing that's his second trophy, I mean, this is an amazing achievement for him. And let's hope that he can rack that number up more this series.
I mean, really well played to JP Leroux as well, making it to his first final table and placing second. I mean, that's a lot of money for placing second.
Definitely, and with all the crushes on his table, like Sugen Singh, Okifuri, Marco Nortke, he did very, very well.
And guys, that brings the opener to a close. I must say, that was an amazing opener. Action-packed poker and amazing hands played by our champion and everyone at the table. So guys, we will be wrapping up here, but don't forget to join us at 7:30 for the Mega Million that is beginning at 8. So that is going to be amazing, guys. Stay tuned for that later. Thank you.